I'm at the crib. I don't got my soundboard again.
Well, I got you.
You want payday? I know. Payday. You want payday? Yo, he got.
I know that.
He got the best sound bites in all of boxing.
He definitely got a couple. He definitely got a couple of like it's going to be going down in history. Some of the best sound bites.
And
Get the fuck out of here.
People gonna be using them sound bites forever.
Hell yeah! Remember when they asked him what if he know any American curse words? He's like, he not too familiar. He's like, but that. He's like, I know, motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's like, I love it. Something about that. I love that, mother. I love that.
Yo, remember he said, horrible fighter. Horrible fighter.
Horrible. Well,
horrible fighter, man.
Horrible fighter, man.
You did nothing. You beat nobody. Horrible fighter. Horrible fighter.
Get the out of here.
Yo, I wanted to see him and Andre face off, man.
Me too.
That would have been epic, bro. That would have been
100%.
hilarious. The two of them would have been hilarious, man.
Crazy, yeah, because Andre is a straight up character, bro. He was a character. You'd have pissed him off, is what had happened.
Oh, he definitely would have pissed Canelo off.
Canelo ain't ready to deal with that type of straight cringe.
1000%.
He ain't ready for that.
1000%. The Queen. I'm looking for the soundboard. Miss Reigns. She's in the building. Blessings, Queen. Blessings.
Hey, bitch.
E313. What's up, family? Let's see if they send the link out. So did you see? I was shot, but I wasn't shot. Mm-hmm. Did you hear the comments made by Bomac?
Yes, about Keyshawn.
Yeah,
man. Listen, man. I done told y'all, man. Listen, man. Your guy ain't that guy until he beats those guys, man. And Bomac did this already with Errol and Terrence, right? He already told y'all what it was, man. And I know people don't want to believe it. Or let me tell you something, man. First of all, Bomac's credibility in the space should hold weight. Secondly, he didn't have to say what he said. He could have been like what a lot of trainers say, right? When Derek James is talking about Errol, hey, man, I'm going to prepare my fighter for the fight. I believe he's going to win, just the same way Panda talks about Williams, Zepeda, and Shakur. I'm going to train my fighter to win. You know, I'm not going to go in. I'm not going to lie to you. But Shakur's the best in the world. He's the best in the world. That does not make you believe Williams Zepeda is going to beat, you know what I'm saying, Shakur Stevenson. But when Bomac talked, not only did he say he's going to win, he said it's going to be easy work. He says he got the reach. He got the height. And most importantly, he got the power. So he's going to bring the boxing pedigree, but he's also a legitimate threat to sing that sweet chin music to you. He's a legitimate threat to stop you. Now, when I train him and what I'm seeing in the gym, he has the ability to do all of the above. The question is, will he deliver on that night? Will he be able to find those openings? Will he be able to make it happen? But questioning his ability to, Bomac is very confident in Keyshawn Davis's ability to compete at the highest level. Obviously, this man's about to be a champion. If he ain't ready, when is he going to be ready? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I'll tell you this, one more thing to say this. The longer, if Tank is not going to fight Keyshawn, don't fight Keyshawn by all means. That's your decision. But the longer you wait, Keyshawn's like a roast, bro. He going to get more tender and more that flavor going to get in there and all that. He's just going to get better and better. The longer you wait with fighters like that, the harder it's going to be to beat those guys, man. You don't wait those guys out. That's how Floyd Mayweather was notorious for that, right? The way he handled Canelo. He got him early, bro, and there was a reason for it. He ain't wait that out, bro. He knew. Get you now. Let me get you out the way right now because I know what you finna do to other people in the future. You know? It is what it is. I know Bomac is 100% confident. 100% confident in what Keyshawn's going to do. And I've been on the train already for a minute, man. Like, I believe in him too. Do I think he's going to win? I don't know who's going to win that fight. I'm not going to lie to you. But do I think it's going to be an exciting fight? And am I dying to find out? Yeah, I'm dying to find out. I'm definitely dying to find out. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody in the building, man. Look at all these people stacking up. They coming in slow though, huh? But they coming in. They coming in. To Derek Webb in the building. Christopher the Prophet. Salute Blaine Clay in the building, fellas, for show, man. Shout out to JR Spock in the building. Yo, JR, what's goody? What's good, JR? Josh Rizzo in the building. Yeah, Hood Rich, my guy. Hood Rich in the building laughing it up. He said, "You crazy? Ain't Keyshawn ain't doing nothing to Tank." I know, Rich. Rich, I know already, Rich.
And that's the thing, right? You know, and Hood Rich, what's up, family? It's okay. Like Hood Rich is like, man, that ain't happening.
Right.
Womack to say that I could deal with that. You know what I'm saying? It's not just delusion. You know what I'm saying? Hood Rich supposed to say that, and Bomax. I wouldn't say Bomax is supposed to say that, but that's what he sees.
That's what we have to understand, right, Blue? He sees this, and it's legitimate. He sees it, and come on, man. He coaches. He's a trainer of the pound for pound best fighter in the world, bro. He showed us already once before. It's not that we should jump on the train and think that Keyshawn is going to, but I think we should maybe the credit should go to this fight is a great fight if they put it together. He's letting you know Keyshawn ain't gonna lay down. This kid can beat this dude, and I think he could beat him easily. That's a lot. That's a lot of value right there to know that if you guys are looking for Tank to be in a competitive fight, Keyshawn Davis checks the boxes.
Yeah, and the thing is, Bomac is. When has Bomac been wrong?
Talk to him, Blue. Y'all gotta.
You know, when Bomac says stuff, when I told the Bomac, I pay attention. Period. Right? Because Bomac studies the sport. Bomac has sent me clips and he said, "You see this? You see this?" This funny, right? He sent me 2 clips one time when he was studying. It was after the Spence Crawford fight was over, right? And I had talked to him at Top Rank, and he said, "Blue, I told my team at like 2 a.m. He was studying. Crawford was asleep, Red was asleep, they was all asleep. Ishmael was asleep, right? And he said he was studying at 2 a.m. And he showed me the proof. He said, I was watching the fight, Errol Spence's fights. And he said that he woke everybody up. And he told Bud, this is going to be one of the easiest fights of your career. He said, this dude can't do. Now, I don't get into details because, I mean, the fight is over, but, you know, just what he said, right? He said, this dude can't do X, Y, and Z. Right? And he showed me when he told him. You know what I'm saying? Everything he said, you know, time and everything. You know what I mean? It's like 2 a.m, which was like 5 a.m. to us because they was in Colorado.
Right.
And he told me, he said, bro, because I said to Bowman, I said, man, you are only one of the people. Terrence Crawford never even said it. Maybe he was thinking it. You know what I'm saying?
But Terrence always been humbled in the build-up. Like, we're going to find out that night. You know what I mean? I just know I'm going to win.
And Bud did say, I'm going to stop you. You know what I'm saying? Even after the fight, remember, Bud never said it was easy. Even after the fight, he still was like,
he's part of the old cloth. He's the last of the Floyd Mayweathers. I'm going to give my opponent all the credit, so you can't take no credit away from me. Period.
Right. So I said that. When I seen Bo, I said, Bo, how did you know that? He said, Blue. It's a true story. He said, Blue, I study. He said, I'm not like these dudes that sit here and lie to you and be like, oh, I don't study the sport or I don't do that. He said, I study. He said, I watch every little thing. I watch everything. He said, I knew, right? He said, at that point in time, whenever day it was, whatever, he said, I knew right then and there. He said, I seen habits, I seen traits. He said, Bud took it easy on him out of respect.
Look, you know something? I believe he did pull back, take his foot off the gas in that fight. If you pay attention, when he started seeing it, he was like, "I'm gonna do what I gotta do." But he's just sitting. He's just, you know what I mean? It's just like crabs in the barrel at this point. He ain't moving. I can hit him with damn near anything I want at this point. I'm gonna get him out of here, but I'm gonna chill for a second. He said he didn't in the Breakfast Club interview. He said he didn't, but yeah, it definitely looks like he did. Yeah, it looks like he did.
You can clearly see it. You can clearly see he did, right?
Right.
And Bo said that. He said, if we fight again, it's gonna be even worse. And I understand what he's saying, because now Terrence Crawford experienced it. It was one thing for him to tell him. It's a whole other thing. Now you experienced it. You know what it is now. You know what I'm saying? Sammy Williams said, "Y'all keep wishing Keyshawn ain't ready and he's going to go to sleep." You know, and again, to each their own.
Right.
To each their own.
The question though is this fight intriguing yet? Is this fight catching the attention of the boxing space yet? Is the algorithm on this fight yet? You know, at first it was like Keyshawn was barking up the tree that, you know, I mean, barking at the moon, to be honest with you. Now he barking up the tree. He was barking at the moon before. It just wasn't realistic, right? It wasn't realistic. Why is he even bothering? Y'all remember Kenny Ellis was like, "Hey, bro, you ain't even on the list. You need to just go ahead and accomplish some other things. We ain't even thinking about you." But all of a sudden, this is starting to gain traction. It is gaining traction. Keyshawn got a big job ahead of him with Dennis Baranchek on February 14th. It's going to be the deciding factor, or it's going to be an additional factor as to whether or not this fight is even more realistic for 2025. He's affordable, Blue. It's in the budget, right? It's in the budget. It makes sense. Keyshawn just has to do his job. Whether he wins or he doesn't win, the fans will be split. He's got a lot of support coming out of Virginia. At the end of the day, if you're a Tank fan, I don't expect you to think Keyshawn's going to win. But don't you wonder how this fight is going to look the more time goes by, the more Bomac gets in interviews, the more Keyshawn performs in the ring, the more you look at the landscape of 135. It's almost hands down the best and most exciting fight that could be made in that division. Damn near is Tank Davis versus Keyshawn Davis right now.
Yeah, and Kendrell, let me explain what we're trying to say. That Keyshawn has placed himself in a conversation with Shakur to fight Tank. There was a point in time where he wasn't in the conversation. It wasn't even a thought. It wasn't even a figment of imagination,
right?
Especially not in the present time, right? But what has happened is Keyshawn winning so excitingly against Gustavo Lemos and selling out over 10,000 people, over $1 million gate, and then destroying Gustavo Lemos, who arguably beat Richardson Hitchens in just his last fight and should have been
the current IBF champion.
Right. You gotta factor in this, right, Clay? If the decision went the other way, we don't even see Keyshawn versus Gustavo Lemos, because Gustavo Lemos is fighting Liam Parle. That's for a belt.
Right.
So this is how big of a win that was for Keyshawn. And many people thought that, including myself, no disrespect, I love Richardson Hitchens right here from New York.
Right.
But I thought Gustavo Lemos did enough to win the fight.
It did look like that, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It did look like that.
Right. So with that said, the way Keyshawn Davis won, and now back to back, he has an opportunity to fight against
Dennis
Baranchik for a title, who's undefeated. Now, this is what's important to understand, Kendrell. This is important to understand where we're coming from. He beat Gustavo Lemos, who's arguably undefeated and arguably just beat Richardson Hitchens, who outclassed Liam Parle for a title.
Yep.
And now he's going to fight. Then Keyshawn dominated Gustavo Lemos and knocked him out in the second round, dropping him 3 times and knocking him out in the second round. Right? Richardson Hitchens has way more experience in fights than Keyshawn at the pro level.
Big facts.
Right? And now you have to factor in another thing. You got to factor in. Let me try to pin this up, Clay. Go subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link to his channel is up in the chat. It's pinned up in the chat. Click the link. Subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain, please.
Thank you.
So now take this into consideration as well, right, Kendrell and Clay? He's also getting Dennis Baranchyk, who just shocked the world and beat
Outclassed
Emmanuel
Emmanuel
Navarrete.
Navarrete. Yep.
Yeah, and is undefeated for a title. And now look how good Emmanuel Navarrete looks against Oscar Valdez.
Right.
So that win over Navarrete is aging very well.
Very well, brother. Very well.
So now you got to factor in, if he dominates Gustavo Lemos and then he dominates Dennis Baranchyk, imagine he has a similar type performance against Dennis Baranchyk and becomes a world champion. Now the thing we're saying is, right, is that now Tank is in between a rock and a hard place.
Talk to him, Blue. I was yelling this from the top of the building 2 weeks ago.
Right. Because this is what happens, is now on one hand, you saying you don't want to fight Shakur because he don't excite you. He's not excited and all he does is run. But then on this hand, you got Keyshawn Davis, who's putting in that work, who can box and is now in your division and is a world champion. Now, you can't say you short on opponents.
Nope.
If you turn to your left, you got your right, you got Shakur Stevenson. If you turn to your left, you got Keyshawn Davis, and they both got belts. And here's the thing. You can't continue to say, well, Keyshawn Davis hasn't done anything, because you got to understand the circumstances of which he beat Gustavo Lemos, who came in 15 pounds overweight and then rehydrated to a super middleweight. And let's not get it twisted, everybody in the world was concerned and saying Keyshawn should pull out that fight.
Especially with the momentum he had going into that fight. You didn't want him to throw that away by taking an unnecessary chance by somebody.
Unnecessary risk.
Right.
And then he goes in there and shows he's levels above.
With the marching band behind him, with the way he did the interviews in the back room with the mic, all the way into the whole entire event, he handled like a pro, bro.
I'm like, bro, this is distracting the bro.
Yep, he was upset. He was like, they need to get this mic out of here.
I'm getting pissed because I'm like, bro, let him go in there and focus. He did everything. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
Right.
Because he checked off every single box. He gave us a little Roy Jones. He gave us a little Floyd Mayweather. He gave us a little Tank Davis. He gave us a little of everything.
Amazing.
Right? He put that not just the fight and the performance, but he put the event together. He had his sister singing the national anthem. He had both his brothers on the card. He had his brother from another mother he adopted from the area, had him on the card.
Right.
Did over 10,000 people and over $1 million gate, and then got in the ring and showed out.
Listen, he did the unbelievable, right? He did the unthinkable, because after all that stuff happened, he was primed for an upset, right? Like, this is when you upset a fighter, you humble a fighter, right? When he's going through all this and he's on the mic, he's jumping rope, talking, doing an interview, it's nothing. Hey, man, this is my city. It's my show. I was born for this moment. This is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? He's doing his little pad work. He's walking out to the ring. He's doing his little dance with the marching band. He's way too confident. Blue, this dude has got to focus and humble himself. He is about to throw it all away. Focus on the fight, Keyshawn. Focus on the fight.
Not to mention, Clay, remember, he left the locker room.
Right.
Went ringside to watch his brother.
Yes.
Talking, commentating. Bro, you can't undersell that. Right? No. So he sold the fight. He showed up. Now he gets another opportunity to stamp another statement with Dennis Baranchyk. And the best part is, like Floyd always say, I want to fight fighters coming off the biggest wins of their career. Mm-hmm. Now he's going to fight Dennis Baranchyk coming off the biggest win of his career. He was fighting Gustavo Lemos, arguably coming off the biggest upset and win of his career, technically.
Right.
Two undefeated fighters. Well, you could look at it from a standpoint.
Right.
And he stamped himself, and now he becomes a champion. He's being the polar opposite, not to pit them against each other.
Right.
But he's being the polar opposite of Shakur.
100%.
Right?
100%.
You gotta look at the sales, the ticket sales, because everybody complaining Shakur don't sell at home.
Right.
I mean, he only sells at home, and Shakur is not exciting. Well, he's
and his last home event he did, people on camera walking out of the event like it's a bad look. This is just aesthetically speaking, it's looking like he's even losing the interest of his own city from the outside looking in. Not to say that he is. I'm sure he's still a big deal out there. But yeah, man, Keyshawn just is checking a lot of boxes as you go down it. He's checking a lot of boxes.
And now to become a world champion and beat Denis Beranchyk,
right?
A Ukrainian. And the worst thing that could happen for Tank is if Tank don't fight him after he beats Denis Beranchyk. And again, another big stage. What is it, Clay? Valentine's Day at Madison Square Garden.
Crazy.
For his first title opportunity at Madison Square Garden.
Come on.
He goes in there and beats Denis Beranchyk. The worst thing Tank could do is not fight him next and let that man fight Raymond Muratalla and beat Raymond Muratalla. It's over.
Yeah. It starts to compound and turn into a mess on his way out the door. You know, I compare it to the David Benavidez Canelo Alvarez situation. And I say, listen, although Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez never fought each other, David Benavidez gets so much respect for being ducked the way he's getting ducked. He don't even need to fight Canelo anymore. Canelo may need to fight more than he does. He's legitimately have Canelo. In a way, he has Canelo Alvarez on his resume without fighting him. You know, not that he beat him in the ring, but social media through the pressure he put, through all the excuses Canelo had with the 25 pounds and wanting all that money and all that stuff he did. David Benavidez, in his own way, in a moral way, has Canelo Alvarez on his resume in the history books. It gets used to celebrate his name. That's part of his legacy. Yeah, the guy who made Canelo Alvarez duck him. He wanted $100 trillion. He wanted, you know what I'm saying? He said he only brought 25 pounds. That's who David Benavidez is. And the same thing works for Keyshawn. He's in a win-win situation where all he has to do is keep on producing. Him getting that fight with Tank Davis isn't the big deal. It's the fact that he's convincing the boxing space and the algorithm that he should be in the ring with him, that he could beat Gervonta Davis. If Gervonta Davis doesn't take the fight, Keyshawn still benefits because he's making the room shake. He's making everybody talk. People are wondering. You got Bomac guaranteeing to win, and he's starting to look more legitimate as he gives these performances. He's an exciting, entertaining fighter. He's great on the microphone, right? On his interviews. He understands how to sell himself, how to sell his brand. The kid is the whole package, man. Tank is either going to get a big fight with him, and it's going to sell a lot. I think it's going to do very well on pay-per-view, guys, people who are stuck on pay-per-view. Or he's going to pass on it and try to discredit this kid, and people are going to do the same thing to him that they did to Canelo Alvarez, except one difference, right? Canelo Alvarez has a lot of legacy already. He can still sit there and survive the onslaught of naysayers and people criticizing him because he's a undisputed champion at 168. He went through all the divisions. He has all these wins, all these great fights he made in his past. Does Tank Davis share that same exact situation as Canelo? I'll leave it up to you guys to make up your mind how you feel about it. But he might need this fight more than you guys might want to admit. He might need it.
It just salute to DB3 Coach Randall in the super chat, dropping that half a dub on the super chat. Yeah, sure. He said Keyshawn going to do the same thing to Tank that Bud did to Spence. It's been too much hate for Keyshawn. Yeah, it's Big Dog 913, my brother in the super chat, not dropping that half a dub on us in the super chat. He says, salute Blue, salute Clay, salute to you, great brother.
Salute, salute, salute.
We got two more. Sammy Williams in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. Blue, you know I disagree with most of your Tank takes, but you still deserve a couple of dollars. Salute to your family.
Hey, man.
Hey, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, I can have conversations like that without all of the nonsense.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, man, agree to disagree without name calling and disrespecting and you lying and you hating. All that's unnecessary when you can't prove it. DB3 Coach Randall back in the super chat, dropping another half a dub on in the super chat. He said not to mention his sisters. He said not to mention his sisters got into a terrible accident before the fight that morning. Oh, I forgot about that.
That's right. He just had so many distractions, so many things that's happening.
Right.
Incredible.
Right. So many things that easily could have swayed him from, you know what I'm saying, performing.
Yeah, bro. It's almost like the dark before the light, the rain, the storm before the rainbow, right? It's like something mystical was trying to distract this kid and get him off of something great that he's got going. Like when you see somebody coming at somebody else like that, know that the person they're coming at, when you see a lot of people coming at somebody for no reason, you can't tell. The reason is because those people see greatness and they're trying to derail the greatness from happening. And nobody in particular was doing that to Keyshawn, but the universe, the dark forces of the universe was all managing all these obstacles. Sisters in an accident, Gustavo Limos comes overweight, all the pressure of the building being packed, right? All these different things, not to mention what he came from on the beginning of the year, coming off last year, popping hot on that for the marijuana, getting a fight taken off of his with Nahir Albright, getting taken off his record, then he almost lost that Jose Pedraza fight. Then he gets an opportunity to do it, and he jumps on it. He wastes not one moment. He stops Jose Pedraza. Then he gets in a crazy fight with a Miguel Madueno, who seems like he ain't going to stop coming forward for nothing. He's going to bully Keyshawn. Keyshawn handles that inside game A1, putting all types of hands. Damn near look like he's going to put feet on one point where he got to get body slammed. Miguel lifts him up in the air, about to drop him. He still handles it like, I ain't going nowhere, bro. This boxing is serious. This training that I got going on, this pedigree is serious, bro. It's puro. It's puro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to throw me away by slamming me on my back. And then gives you the performance he does with Gustavo Limos. The kid is this destined for something special. Is that special thing fighting with Tank Davis? We'll see.
Yeah, all facts.
You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. You guys, you know what I mean? And look, man, it don't matter what side of the conversation you're on. I swear it really doesn't. But my question is always going to be the same question. Do you want to see it or not? Do you want to see it or not? You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me who's going to win. Because you know what happens when you guys do that? You guys discredit the fight. You make the fight not valuable because you say, oh, everybody knows what's going to happen, which is okay, right? But that's not helping make the fight. As boxing fans in this boxing space, we got to start learning how to come together and agree on making fights and not discrediting fights. I always tell Tank fans as they throwing shots at me and they mad, I always ask them, well, what fight do you want to see? You know what I mean? Can you tell me that? Tell me the fight you want to see him in so we can start talking about that fight. Because I'm just trying to make a great fight. And anytime we bring up anybody who can bring any type of real opposition to this man, it's what has he done? He ain't nothing. Tank gonna run through him. He ain't even this. He ain't even that. Well, who do you want to see him fight? Because I would assume as boxing fans, we can have all our disagreements and we can disagree on a lot of things. But I thought we all should be able to agree that we want to see a fight. I thought that as boxing fans, we all could agree that at the end of the day, we want to see a fight, right? So let's find one, man, and let's build it. And it looks like this one is heading in that direction. Let's get it.
Yeah, we want to see the best fighting the best. And it's like you just said, right, Clay? Mm-hmm. If you don't want to see this fight, what do you want to see?
For the love of everything holy, what is it that you want?
What is it that you want to see?
Yeah.
This is what the salute to my brother, Mr. Hayes, Marcus Hayes. My brother, Fight Hub Hayes, is in the building. Drop the bombs for him. Salute, my great brother, man. Love you, brother. Out the mud boxing, brother, in the super chat, dropping that half a on this in the super chat. Much respect, Blue, for keeping it real. Salute to you, family. Much love to you, great brother. That's the only thing I know how to do.
The gift and the curse, right?
Yeah, how could I keep it realistic if I can't even keep it real?
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Dewan T, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. He said, with people who think Tank is the best bet, 1,000 for Roach to beat Keyshawn, I guarantee they wouldn't, which speaks volume. Dewan T, and I said that a few shows ago. Would you put your money on any of those fighters, Lamont Roach to beat Shakur or Lamont Roach to beat Keyshawn Davis?
Right.
No, they wouldn't. What they all say, Clay? No, right.
But y'all saying that's the best fight. That's a good fight getting put together. Y'all got to be honest with yourselves. It is what it is.
Right. You gotta be realistic. And in order to be realistic, you got to keep it real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to keep it real.
100%. Malta first. Yeah, I thought it was suspicious. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I don't think it's illegal, but I thought it was interesting.
What's that?
That Tyson Fury all of a sudden is growing this crazy beard. You know what I'm saying? This beard is getting outlandish. The beard is crazy. It's like, is he gonna shave the night of the fight, or is he trying to protect that chin that got touched?
Well, depending upon where it's at, you got to shave your beard.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to remember when Adrian Broner went to fight Mike Tyson, Manny Pacquiao.
Oh, Manny. Okay.
Yeah, they made him shave his beard. You know what I'm saying? So, it depends on Usyk. It depends on, the situation. So he can't grow it to protect, his chin. You know what I mean? Because if Usyk felt like that, he could just tell him to cut it.
Yeah. Malta first. I saw it, Malta. I peeped it. I'm just sitting back and watching to see what's going to happen. But I'm peeping. I've been watching quietly, like, okay. I think it speaks. It speaks to the phobia. It speaks to the nerve wrack. It speaks to the mentality going into this fight. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, maybe it does.
I think to me, it's the opposite, right?
Okay.
It symbolizes to me that that old, let me go into hibernation.
I thought about that too, right?
Yeah, because remember, you see what he said. He said, "I ain't told my wife in 3 months.
Right.
I ain't told my kids in 3 months." You know what I'm saying? Remember, he was asked about the bed. And he was like, "I don't care about hygiene right now. I just want to win this fight and go home." You know what I'm saying? And he to me is just him. He just locked in. You know what I mean?
I thought about that too as well. The whole entire what they say, the hermit. He went away, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was 40 days and 40 nights pilgrimage journey to come back, you know what I mean? A more enlightened man, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I think, that, you know what I mean? That old man went up on that hill, stayed up there for some months, came back down much wiser. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And remember, he suffered. It's ironic because I never brought it up. I never talked about it. But he suffered. Remember, he suffered a tragic travesty right before the fight.
What was it?
His wife lost their baby.
Oh yeah.
The night before the fight.
Oh, crazy. I didn't know it was the night before, but I know he lost it though. I didn't know it was the night before the fight. Interesting.
The night before the fight, literally. So go figure. And if I'm not mistaken, she was like 4 or 5 months.
Right.
Like she wasn't, you know what I mean?
Like they damn near knew what they were having.
Yeah. So you factor those things in. That's so, and again, maybe it helps him, maybe it don't. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Right.
But he did seem to me a bit distracted, way too playful. And I think the fight was too easy in the first half. And I think that he was like, oh,
Let his guard down.
Yeah, this is in the bag, and got clipped. If he didn't get clipped, he don't lose the fight.
Right.
Let's be real.
Yeah, no, I was saying that earlier today. I was talking about it on the live I did this morning, saying that, in all reality, he had the fight well in hand. Now, not that Usyk was getting spanked like that. He was in the fight the whole time. He was fighting and looking for opportunities. But you didn't really give it to Usyk. Start seeing the momentum change until he got knocked silly from pillow to post. And obviously, when the decision came, everybody was on pins and needles waiting to see what the judges were going to say, because nobody knew which way it was going to go. Fury could have legitimately won that fight, and nobody would have complained and pushed back at it.
Nobody.
Right. Nobody would have complained. Everybody would have stayed right on point.
Right.
Like, that's what it was.
And that's my thing. You know what I mean? Salute the Throw Straight Facts, Bots and Brother in the Super Chat, dropping that Cinco on this in the Super Chat. I was pissed you ain't come back on last night, Blue. I was waiting for my boxing match. Salute, man.
They
it's right
playing?
now. Look, they tell right now, Clay. They said I have 600 views on this live stream.
Yeah.
Come on, man. And in the first hour, I do 2,000 views in the first hour, easy.
Right.
Now they're telling me I got 600 views. Is nasty work. You know what I'm saying? The chat rate was at 15 and it dropped to 3. I mean, come on, man. They playing games, bro, and it just sometimes it's just frustrating, and I just be unmotivated, bro.
It be like that sometimes. I had those evenings for sure, and I'm just growing. I haven't even gotten anything that you've done, so I couldn't imagine how you feeling. And we also, guys, stop it. Back out and hit the like. Y'all know this is diabolical. Y'all know 240 y'all in the building. Y'all got to stop this, man. That's not how your mother and your daddy raised you, bro. They ain't raised you like that, man. There's no reason. Let's get the likes up, man. It don't cost you nothing, man. It don't cost you nothing to go ahead and just hit that switch, double tap on your phone. If you're on a computer, hit the like button. It's nothing. I don't got to give you instructions. You've been doing this longer than I've been on YouTube. Nothing has changed, man. We need to get the likes up and we need to get the algorithm buzzing. That's how we do it. You're not going to put color in the chat, which you should be doing as well. Hit the damn like button, bro. Do that. Participate somewhat.
Yeah, Clay, you see me. I don't even say hit the like. It's just so fatiguing. It's so fatiguing now at this point, bro. I just be like, it is what it is.
Hit the
I don't
like
even have
button.
the energy to be like, hit the like button, bro. Like it should be automatic at this point in time. You know what I mean? But it just gets fatiguing, man. John B 78 brother in the super chat dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. Y'all barbecue and chicken and ribs today. Rock a hard spot. Salute to you, great brother. Much love to your family.
And much love to you, but I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I feel like somewhere in there's a pause in it. I feel like somewhere in that statement I don't know where exactly yet. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not somewhere in there. I think there's a pause. I'm just gonna give one. I'm just gonna put a pause out there just for safekeeping, just in case. I'm gonna put a pause in there. It's good to go. Let's get it.
Hey, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hit the like button, man. Come on, man. So brother said Mag 7 Life. He said, what y'all think about Tank reaching out to Keyshawn? I don't think nothing about it because he never did it.
Right. I think that's getting pushed out of. I think, listen, I'm gonna be real with y'all, right? I think we had that show that night. I think I was buzzing, spitting all that when the whole chat was roasting me. And you know what I'm saying? And then everybody looked at that little interview after the fight, and I think they ran with a narrative, bro. I think they ran with a narrative, man. You know what I mean? Nothing in that interview told me that. The interview didn't tell me that. You know what I'm saying? But and you're talking to somebody who's pushing for the fight, who's sitting here saying, I believe. And what I was saying was based off of that interview, to saying that Keyshawn is right, that I agree with him, that I believe he's right. I believe Tank is interested in fighting him. I believe that he caught his attention. I believe that little interaction on Twitter and all that, and his performance with Gustavo Lemos. I think it shook the tree a little bit, and shit is falling out the tree. But did he sat there and say that team reached out to him and is trying to negotiate a fight? No, I didn't see that in that interview.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? It's like Clay said. Do it feel like he has more interest in fighting Keyshawn than Shakur? Yes. Right. It seems like it's trending in that direction where he's seeming to be a lot more interested in Keyshawn than he is Shakur. And I think part of the reason is because I don't think he feels like he may not have to look for Keyshawn, right? Which is going to be false because Keyshawn ain't going to just be standing flat-footed in front of him.
No.
That's number one, right? And Keyshawn has an extremely high ring IQ, right? So why would he just be standing in front of him? He's not going to stand in front of him. But the thing about it is, Keyshawn can stand in front of you, make you miss in a phone booth, and make you pay.
Right. He stays in range. He doesn't get out of
Right.
range. He moves, but he doesn't move out of range. He's prepared and he sets himself up to throw that counter shot. He's there to do it, to take advantage of it.
Right. So, is he Keyshawn is not as defensive minded as Shakur, right? But he is defensive minded. He ain't a fool.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't gonna just sit there and play rock'em sock'em robots with you.
Right.
And another thing I wanted to say, right, because it's just ridiculous, man. Hey, man, Keyshawn is less boring, right? He's less boring than uh, um Shakur, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, this is something I just simply can't stand, right, Clay?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say, because I heard Kenny say this again too, right? Kenny said he ain't gonna run. We know that, talking about Lamont Roach and the situation with um comparing him to Shakur Stevenson, right? He ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna run, he gonna be right there. He ain't gonna run, right? And that's something that's very, very silly that's being said by them and their team. And it's something I just simply don't like. Right? Jalen, peace of blessings, Queen. Maya Egypt, peace of blessings, Queen.
Peace to the queens. Peace to the queens.
Blessings to the queens. There's some
Lessons.
more of the queens I'm missing. Ray Davis, what's up, my brother? Rich Porter, what's up, family?
What's good? Ray in here?
Yeah, Ray Davis in here.
Salute, Ray.
Callie World, peace and blessings, Queen. How you feeling today? So here's something I just don't like, right? Because again, this works, and they're playing with.
Oh, Ray. Yeah, I see you. Go ahead, my bad.
This is the thing, right, Clay? Oh, yeah, Ray is here.
Yeah.
This is the thing I don't like, right, Clay?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's playing with the intelligence of the people that are younger. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing. He's playing with the intelligence of the people that are younger. That he know he can get away with saying stuff like that, right?
Right.
Because Clay, did people say they didn't want to see Pernell Whitaker fight Julio Cesar Chavez
Never.
Sr. and Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya?
No, sir. No, sir.
Last time I checked, Pernell Whitaker is a defensive fighter who's a southpaw,
Right.
who moves around the ring and does a lot of elusiveness. Did they ever say that?
Never thought to say that.
No, who ever said, man, I ain't fighting that dude because he run too much? And see, this is the problem that I have, Clay, is because it's irresponsible when you have people like Kenny who knows better, who's misleading the people by saying these things. It's irresponsible, right? Did people say that they didn't want to see George Foreman versus Muhammad Ali or Joe Frazier versus Muhammad Ali because Muhammad Ali moves too much?
Nope.
No, right? Clay, asking you this question. Did they say they didn't want to see Sugar Ray Leonard versus Tommy Hearns and Marvin Hagler after Sugar Ray Leonard beat Duran the second time and he utilized the ring and
Never.
frustrated Roberto Duran?
Roberto Duran and No Mas. No, they didn't.
No Mas, right? Because he was moving too much.
No
That
way.
was they called for the Tommy Hearns fight and the Marvin Hagler fight after he did that to Duran. The first fight he stayed in the pocket. The second fight he did a lot of moving.
Mm-hmm.
Who said that they didn't want to see that fight because Sugar Ray Leonard moves too much? He ain't gonna stand there. He gonna run.
Never.
Did Kenny say that?
I never
You
heard.
know better than that. Who said that they didn't want to see Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao because Floyd Mayweather moved too much?
They pushed for that fight until Floyd had to beat him off with broomsticks. Like, yo, bro. They were like, we want to see that fight. But look, back, we're talking about a generational gap here where.
And before you tap into that, hold that thought right there. I just want to add this to ask you one more thing to add to it that you could touch on. And Clay, wasn't the narrative then that, oh, Floyd, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Muhammad Ali, they ain't gonna be able to run from them.
Right.
They're gonna cut the ring off and knock them out.
Right.
Floyd can't run from Pacquiao, he gonna get knocked out. Sugar
Right.
Ray can't run from Hearns and Hagler, he gonna get knocked out. Ali can't run from Foreman and Frazier, he gonna
Right.
get knocked out.
Yep.
That's what was the mindset.
Right.
Not, I don't want to fight him because he moved too much, but go ahead.
That's why they wanted to see it, because they believed that they could do that. That was the whole point, wanting to see them cut the ring off and wanting to see them do something that most people couldn't do in the boxing space. We're just dealing with a generational gap of people who are, when you look at back when Martin Luther King did his I Have a Dream speech, he was 34 years old, right, when he did that speech. Like, this is a generation, that generation, everybody's wearing suits, everybody was wearing shoes. It was just what it was. Even the street hooligans was wearing dress slacks and shoes, and you know what I'm saying? It was just what it was. This generation is just on another level to where they don't even want to see fights. They like the talking, they like the chat spaces, the platforms, and they like to run their mouth about fights, but they don't know how to build fights. They don't know what it takes, the elements of a great fight. They don't know the elements of a great fighter, because if they really believed in their fighter and they thought their fighter was great, then they would know deep in their heart already that this is the fight that they want to see, because they're going to show their fighter is going to show the world why their fighter is special, because nobody else can do what their fighter can do, right? Tank is going to actually show you how special he is, because he's going to do something to Shakur that nobody else can do. He's going to cut the ring off, force him to fight, take away all of his weapons, and neutralize Shakur Stevenson. That's what you're supposed to be saying if you're a Tank fan. Not, I don't want to see the fight because I already know he's going to be running, he's going to be moving around, and he's going to make the fight boring and probably beat Tank on a technicality and beat him on a decision. Don't nobody want to see that. You know how much you like discrediting your own fighter that you supposed to be supporting? That kind of was a little bit of a tongue twister, that you're supposedly supposed to be supporting. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. These are the things that the boxing fan of today, the casual fan of today, missed that element. And that's because you guys are drunk off of highlight reels. YouTube, you guys are desensitized. You've been overexposed to highlight reels of great knockouts and exciting fights that you guys are actually being desensitized. It's like somebody who watches too much porn. Now you can't even get it up, and you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're desensitized.
And that's my thing, right? Nobody says those things.
Mm-hmm.
You only say that, right? Somebody important in sports said, you wouldn't say that. They just messed me. You wouldn't say such a thing if you thought you had a complete fighter.
If you knew you did.
If you knew you had a complete fighter. Who says that? Right? And here's the thing. It makes Tank look bad.
It throws shots at him. It throws shots at him because it starts to make him look like, and let me tell you, like, some of the casual fan females in here, they jump on that energy and they start defending Tank. They start fighting for Tank. And some of you dudes is kind of female too, right? Let's be honest. And what happens is you guys start fighting for Tank and protecting him. And you know what I'm saying? Why every time you bring up Tank, you got to talk about Shakur? You just want Tank to lose. That's how in my mind y'all sound when y'all talk. Right. Why y'all defending Tank for? Why y'all want Tank? Every time y'all say Tank, y'all say Tiafimo. Y'all just want him to lose. That's how you sound in my head. I don't know if that's how you sound in real life. I don't know who you are. But in my head, I'm hearing like, hated it. You know what I mean? Like the draining men dudes on Living Color. That's what I picture. I picture two dudes sitting there just knocking fights down, just snapping their fingers and snapping their necks, discrediting fights. You know what I'm saying? Discrediting fights. That's what I hear.
Unnecessarily. And it makes Tank, D-Boy Dad, what's up? Warlock Boston, Arizona Scorpions, Creighton Brooks, what's up? It just makes Tank look bad. Like, it makes him look limited. It just makes him look limited. Coda, what's up?
I couldn't get it out. Fraction, I couldn't get it out. It was crazy. It was crazy.
It just makes him look limited. Like, bro, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And then when he said, I want to ask you this, and then we're going to move on to the next.
Sure.
Then he says that Lamont Roach is more skilled, more elite, more talented, and smarter, and more of a dog than Shakur.
Right.
Again, Clay, this makes it, when we have these types of conversations, when we have to address these types of conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
it makes I like to slap people. What's up, family? It makes it seem like Motown 99, what's up? Like we don't like or we got something against Lamont Roach.
Right.
When that's not the case. The point is nobody was comparing Lamont Roach to Shakur Stevenson.
Or asking for him or thinking about him, or that wasn't the fight. Like, that's all it was, man. And I hate that Lamont Roach has to be on the opposite side of this. Y'all put him in a bad position, bro, because he just wasn't, you know what I mean? He just wasn't part of the conversation. And we all know that the matchmakers, you know, the matchmakers don't think much. You know what I'm saying, of the fights of the fighters that they're putting in front of Tank when you put a Lamont Roach there. And that's a damn shame because Lamont Roach is a great fighter. But come on. Why you pull that man up?
Salute to DB3 Coach Randall, brother back in the super chat, who is a trainer.
Hold on, is he a trainer of Keyshawn?
Yeah.
Oh, because I just noticed the DB3, and I'm like, that's interesting. I'll be slow sometimes. I'll be slow.
I just assume you knew who it was.
Like, did you know that Keyshawn also has DB3 as his logo? Did you guys know that? This is an interesting situation because this guy has this thing in front of his name. What a coincidence, man. Jesus. I wonder if he knows. Keyshawn has DB3. I wonder if he knows. He might have to change his name. I think that's copywritten. I don't think he could just be around here using it like that. He might want to check and double check. I mean, I like the guy. He's donating to the channel and everything like that, but I want to make sure he's protecting himself. You know what I mean?
Yo,
it took me. It was like, how many times he done been in the super chat already? It just hit me. I'm like, hey, is this guy?
That's Coach Randall, man. Salute, Coach Randall back in the building, back in the super chat, dropping a half a dub on us in the super chat. Drop the bombs on him, Clay. Hey, he said, we've been working on our counter punching and sitting down more on our punches last camp. Blue, that's been our focus, and Bo already have a master plan ready. I already know, Ralph. Believe that.
That's crazy. By the way, Coach Randall, it sounds like y'all getting ready for a fight, which is interesting within itself. Interesting within itself.
But this is what I love about Bomac. Des Deuce, what's up, family? J Pity City, what's up? Bomac, he told me one time, he said, man, we've been planning for Errol since, what year he told me? I think it was right before the Ndongo fight or something like that. They was already focused on Errol and Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
Already focused. The fly guy.
It'll be interesting just to see Tank adjust. Just to see Tank run into a wall. What he's doing is not working. Just to see Calvin Ford and Kenny Ellis in the corner with Tank changing things up, making him switch gears in different rounds because certain things ain't working and they have to figure out new things. That alone is worth the fight. Just to see Bomac and Calvin Ford face each other on a cerebral way as they're coaching their fighters through and positioning them and using different strategies to throw each other off. The fight is an exciting fight when you think about every element of the fight. Because Bomac and Calvin Ford is another element of the fight that nobody's really talking about. You know, one of the things that I looked forward to seeing when I saw Errol Spence fight Terrence Crawford, I definitely wanted to see, it was definitely just as heated between Derrick James and Bomac. It was definitely a situation at the press conference between Derrick James and Bomac. It was going down, right? Like that victory was, Bomac was rocking that belt like he was in the ring. And you don't see a lot of fights where the coaches get involved that way, right? Like when Daniel Dubois fought Anthony Joshua, it was definitely a war between Don Charles and Ben Davison. It was definitely a situation of like my mind against your mind. And when you have fighters who are as disciplined as Tank Davis is when he's following the instructions of Calvin Ford, and Keyshawn Davis has shown in his ability to go ahead and manifest what Bomac wants to get done, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So
and I always say this, right? And this is not throwing no shade. You know, I've been saying this for years. Right? The best version of Tank Davis was against Quayle.
Right. Well, against Cuellar, the
Yeah.
best performance.
Yeah, that was
You mean like the most dominating performance, or
most
you mean like
dominating, versatile
right?
performance, right? Changing angles,
Because I like the Mario Barrios performance. I ain't gonna lie, I thought that was pretty
Yeah,
good.
but he started off lethargic, flat-footed,
Right.
right? You look at that Cuellar fight. Last time you seen that fight?
I ain't watched that in fact. I've probably seen that fight one time, to be honest with you, but I will catch it again.
Just watch his movement.
Mm-hmm.
What and again, no slight, no disrespect to anybody, but I always say that he was with Coach Cunningham.
At that time.
Hmm.
Mm.
Right? But look at the lateral movement. Look at the angles he used. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Go watch that fight. I think he had on pink trunks, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. Bruh.
This artwork, huh?
Bruh. That's my favorite fight. I always say that. That's my favorite performance. Cinnamon Savage said Cuellar is dude, bro. No, he wasn't. Not then. And on top of it, it's the performance. It's the movement. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Look at the way he fought. Look at the body shots and the angles that he was using. Just look at that joint. You didn't see him in any other fight do that. That ability is there. So after I seen that ability, that's when I was like, "Oh, all right, this dude can be anybody because it's there." So to me, it's a complacent mindset. When he was with Coach Cunningham, right? Him and AB, Coach
Mm-hmm.
Cunningham is a more no nonsense. Calvin is pretty sure, but it's different. It's a different, what I'm saying, level of respect
Mm-hmm.
and discipline, right, bro? Those angles, that performance, I said, "Oh, this dude could be anybody." Once he locked in, he could beat anybody.
Yeah, he had white and pink shorts on that fight. Yep.
Yeah, bro. Clay, that's my favorite. I watch that fight all the time, bro. I'm like, good lord,
Oh yeah, I remember this fight. I definitely remember this fight.
good lord,
Yeah, I remember this fight. Barclays Center.
bro. Good lord, bro. Good lord. And that's why I said he can beat anybody. Box Latino TV, Enzo 80, what's up? The thing is, with everybody else, it's not that again, boss. Somebody said they the same height. Enzo, that's because they the same. No, that had nothing to do with it. He's taller than Cruz, and he didn't do that. And here's the thing, right? It's not that. It's not the height. It's not this the all of that. It's it was the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a complacent, flat-footed mindset. He didn't have that. He was mobile.
Now, do you believe that with time, if without the correct matchmaking, that these skills they dull out a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like you get lulled into some lazy habits and things that you're able to get away with in other fights. That when you finally get back to that time that you needed, are you able to legitimately tap in to that energy? Like, you know what I mean?
That's the old saying: you don't use it, you lose it.
Interesting.
Right? I don't think he lost it because he's only 30.
Right. Right.
And now after that fight, he wasn't really living a fighter's lifestyle. Today, he
Wow.
lives more of a fighter's lifestyle.
Right.
So I don't think that he abused his body enough in that period of time to lose it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I don't think so. I think that his body is still fresh. I think that uh 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 you know he's still I man, listen. When you hear this is why when you hear Calvin and Kenny and they say, "Man, you ain't see the best tank." You notice I always say, "I believe him."
Mhm.
Because when I saw that fight, I said, oh, hell no. Bro, he going to be if that version with this maturity and this size, because he grew into his body now too, right? Right? Grows and he shows up. That version shows up against Devin and Shakur and Keyshawn and all that. Hey, whew, good Lord.
Yeah.
Good Lord. Because he going to force them to fight, bro. That athletic version, like that, and explosion with them angles and that movement.
Right.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Bro, that's a whole different beast to deal with. A flat-footed version, he's today's time. Like, look at the Frank Martin fight. There was no movement. There was feints. He was feinting him. He's feinting him. I think he got smarter, but he was feinting Frank Martin, feinting him. He baited him into doing things and putting him in.
He was feinting him into position. He feinted him into position. It was amazing.
Exactly. Right. That's why I always say his ring IQ is off the charts, because he could feint you into positions where he gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? Because he's always been a smaller guy, so he knows how to trap you into where he's benefiting, right? So, but if you watch the Frank Martin fight, he's just like, it's predictable, right? It's high guard. That version is the reason why I say Keyshawn, Devin, Shakur, Devin can beat him. If you fight like that, flat-footed, coming forward and predictable with Devin and Shakur, you're gonna lose.
Right.
Because their mindset is not going to be the mindset of Frank Martin, and their abilities is not like Frank Martin. And
oh, he's not. He's saying that Calvin's in the corner. It's Kenny and Cunningham.
It's Kevin Cunningham in the corner.
Yeah, it's Kevin Cunningham and Kenny Ellis. I'm sure Calvin's there somewhere, but he's not in the corner. No, I just seen somebody putting it that he's watching, and it was Calvin in the corner. No, it's not. I'm watching right here.
He didn't want to fight.
Yeah, he even says it. Davis's corner: Kevin Cunningham, Kenny Ellis, and Lauren Vatkin.
Yeah, he didn't want to fire them.
That's interesting. Yeah, I see Calvin sitting there with the spit bucket.
Yeah, he didn't want to fight him. Coach Kevin Cunningham. Remember, he was training in Florida with him.
Right.
He was in Florida training with Coach Cunningham. He's loyal, so he ain't gonna fire Kenny and Calvin.
Right.
But he trained exclusively in Florida with Coach Cunningham and Adrian Broner. Right. So what I'm saying is that those angles. So today's time he's more predictable. You understand? But I know that's why I said I want to see these fights, because you watch that fight, you clearly see he got the same ability as they do, but he got the X factor.
That equalizer, that melatonin,
bro.
Right? That Percocet, on a stick.
He can move like they can move.
Right.
He got the athletic ability like they have. He got the footwork like they have. He got everything. Why I always say I think he's more skilled than Manny Pacquiao, and people get mad. Manny Pacquiao didn't develop a right hand until way later on in his career. When he used to wear those trunks, no fear trunks, he was so left hand dominant. It was just, but he was so explosive and so athletic and so quick that you knew Morales and Barrera, they all knew he was left hand dominant. They couldn't get away from it.
Right.
Tank was a complete pack. Look at, when was that Cuellar fight? That was years ago.
The Cuellar fight was It was 2018, April 2018.
So he was 24?
Yeah, right. How old is he right now? He's 30, 2018.
He just turned 30. So he had to be like 23, 24.
Right.
Bro, at 23, 24, Manny was nowhere near that complete package.
Right.
Against nobody.
The man is talented beyond measure. And Calvin always speaks to it, right? He says about the button getting pushed and what he wants to see out of Tank, and he's looking for that right opponent to do it. There's a reason for it, right? Tank is super talented, man. He has tools that he can pull out the bag that we've either never seen before or we haven't seen in a very, very, very long time. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's about getting that right fighter in front of him. It's paramount, right? It's paramount that we get the right fighter in front of him. When you don't get the right fighter in front of him, when you don't matchmake him correctly, and you don't competitively matchmake him, you gyp yourself as a boxing fan out of seeing great things happen in that ring, because he's just not going to do it just to do it. He's going to do it because somebody pressures him to do it. And you guys are welcome ahead of time. If that fight happens, if one of those great fights happen, you're welcome. And just understand how crazy that fight is, that we could have been seeing those fights. We could have been seeing him doing that a long time ago. If as a boxing fan base, we came together to see the best fight the best, and we always push for it. Just know, when you finally see him fight Shakur, or you finally see him fight Keyshawn or Devin or whoever it is, when you see that fight and the experience you have that night, when that fight happens, just understand what we was pushing for this whole damn time when y'all hating on us. You're welcome.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, after I watched that fight, I always said this, but I was like, it's respect to Calvin and Kenny. He started them, whatever. He should have never left Coach Cunningham.
Yeah.
He should have never. After he felt, but again, he was young, and did he want the commitment? You understand? Because Coach Cunningham is no nonsense.
Right.
You ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna work. You know what I'm saying? He ain't your friend. You know what I'm saying? You gonna work. You gonna put this work in. And so, again, like I said, he should have never left Coach Cunningham, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, even today, bro, people ask me why I say I think that Shakur and Devin can beat him, because I think that he's complacent now.
Right.
I think he has fell into a place where he's comfortable.
He's hit a ceiling. He's hit a ceiling, and he won't. He's staying in the box.
It's not even that. It's a mindset, right, Clay? Like Deontay Wilder. When you watch Deontay Wilder versus Chris Arreola, and then after that, once he just became super right hand dominant, he stopped Chris Arreola with a jab.
Right.
Remember, he broke his right hand and had burnt and was in an accident. He beat Chris Arreola with a jab, but people say he can't box. No, he could box. He got away from it. So his technique and everything went out the window, because why? Once I started, and you going to sleep, it's like anything else in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you ain't lying.
I touch it with anything else in life, Clay. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, if I got a fast car and I got to be to work at 8, and I could leave my house consistently at 7:50 because my car's so fast and there usually ain't no traffic, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave at 7:50 quite often.
Right.
Compared to the person that's gonna leave at 6:15, 7:15 to give themselves room for error. Right? And Wilder fell into that one hand. All I gotta do is touch you. Remember, he started saying it. All I gotta do is be perfect for one
shot. You gotta be perfect for 12 rounds. I just gotta be perfect for one punch.
You gotta be perfect for 12 rounds. Yeah. And if you watch Tank fight now, right? He's like this, right? High guard. He give you feints. He give you different looks, right? But he pardon me.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. You know what I mean?
He gives you different looks, right? You know, and he feints you, but he's not giving you a lot of movement. Even when he fought Ryan, right? And Rolly, they kind of look identical, right? He's on the back foot, he's moving back on the back foot, right? And he counters you, bam, and he gets you out of it. He's not exerting a lot of work and energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a lot going. He's just letting the fight, and which I said, I makes him smart. You know what I mean? He's like coming into, he's able to beat you with his mind now, right?
Right.
So he'll step back, make you miss, counter you, bang, you out of here, right? Same thing, Leo Santa Cruz. He high guard and walk you down. Leo touches him, bang, bang. He counters him, bang, he knocks him out, right?
Right.
When you fighting Devin and Shakur, and now even Keyshawn in this conversation,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be able to do that?
Yeah, are you going to be able to count on the counter punching opportunities? Are you going to be able to count on the opportunity, the knockout opportunity coming to you? I think I agree with you, and I wonder if that complacency has translated into him losing early rounds and just waiting and knowing that he's never going to have to go to the judges, or never anticipating going to the judges. I mean, how nerve-wracked was he when he fought Usyk Cruz and he went to the judges? He wasn't used to going to the judges, right? He got the win, but you're not going to get away with those things with Shakur, with Devin, with even Keyshawn. People who win rounds, it's just going to apply pressure to you, and you're going to become more predictable. Because ultimately, once you get past the 6th, 7th round, you're going to either have to knock these dudes out, or you're going to be in the fight, right? You're not familiar with being in the 6th and the 7th round and still being in the fight. You're down, right? You know what I'm saying? And then you're stopping these dudes. And you're not down because you're getting beat up. You're down because you're giving up rounds, because you're doing this whole data processing thing, looking for the kill shot. But what happens when the kill shot just doesn't come to you like that, and it comes down to the boxing? We'll find out the night he gets into a fight with one of these guys.
And the same goes for when he fought Frank Martin, right? But again, like I said, right, Clay, we knew, and it's no slight, no disrespect to these guys, but we knew.
I know anime. I know it was unanimous. I'm just saying, going into decision has to be nerve-wracking when you don't think you're winning rounds, when you're willing to give up rounds. Ultimately, Tank hurt his hand kind of early in that fight, so he started winning rounds. He knew that I'm not going to knock this dude out. You know what I'm saying? With one hand, I'm going to win rounds. He started scoring points.
Right, but again, like, right, Clay. So my thing is that he knew, we know, and he knows that the fighters that he's fighting are eventually going to make a mistake, and he's going to make them pay. Right, so he can play around with it. Again, no disrespect to Lamont Roach. Eventually, Lamont Roach is going to make a mistake, and he's going to make him pay.
Right.
Shakur, Keyshawn, Devin.
I know, Rich.
And it's like I said with Devin, right?
Right.
It might have been a blessing in disguise with the Ryan Garcia situation, because it woke him up. Right. What he was doing prior to the Ryan Garcia fight, maybe it wouldn't have worked against him. Now Devin is going to be conscious of the left hand. Now Devin is going to be more alert. He's going to be more responsible. Right. Where Tank might have made a mistake not getting him when he had the opportunity.
Oh yeah, these fighters are just getting seasoned. The longer you wait, the harder the fight's going to be. Period.
Right, and they are going to be aware of Tank's power, but they're so talented and so skilled that they can make him pay points wise on the outside. You see what I'm saying? He can make him pay on the outside. I want to bring in somebody that's special, Clay, that has something going in sport of boxing. We're going to chop it up with him real quick. He's building a union in the sport for retired and active fighters right now. He's actually built it, and he's going to have an event in Vegas, and so we're going to bring him in. Oh, look who's in the building, Clay.
Bradley, I just read that.
Drop the bombs on him, Clay. Drop the bombs on him. Yes, sir. Salute to the Hall of Fame 2-division world champion, superstar boxer, Timothy Desert Storm Bradley. He said, "That's special, Blue. Devin has no chin. Keyshawn needs more stamina. Shakur needs to counter more to get respect." I agree. I agree. And that's what I'm saying, right, champ, is that he's allowing them to build up. Right? The more time he allows them to get more experience and more comfortable in the ring, it's going to be more of a problem with him if he stays in this mode of being comfortable,
right,
and being predictable. If he stays in that mode and they're growing and getting more experience, he's going to be in trouble. He's going to have a hard time with them.
100%.
He's going to have a hard time with them, man. He's going to have a hard time, man, because it's not that he don't have the ability, it's that he's getting complacent. You're getting comfortable.
Yeah, it's like the flea that experiment with the fleas in the cup, right? And they put the lid on the cup with the fleas, and they keep the lid on the cup, and then the fleas have babies, and then all of a sudden they take the lid off the cup, and the fleas, who can jump like as tall as we are, just are trained to not jump out of the cup. They've been conditioned to not jump out of the cup, so their abilities have become limited because mentally they've become lulled into knowing their limitations, because every time they jump up, they hit the ceiling. The question is, on the day the flea has to jump as tall as Blue, is he going to do it, or is he going to be restricted to what happened inside that cup? People say the same thing about Boots. People say the same thing about Edgar Berlanga, about not having to not developing because they weren't properly being the matchmaking wasn't there for them. In Boots' case, because people were ducking him and didn't want to fight him. But at the same time, with Edgar Berlanga, just the matchmaking, him knocking everybody out for 15 straight fights in the first round. Did they forget? Did those skills that they came up in the amateurs and if they went to the Olympics, did those things get lulled away? I wonder the same thing between David Morrell and David Benavidez. I asked myself that, because David Morrell always being able to end these fights very early. You know what I mean? And is he that, even though he comes from that Cuban-based amateur style boxing, is he still able to tap into that bag? Is he still to be just as productive as he was back in the day, or is he just trained to be a certain way? You know what I mean? And that question is going to get asked tonight when Tank fights one of these fighters as well, who's going to force him to adjust and not fight the way he's been able to do, which is however he feels like it. When he's forced into a position to have to clear the void or cut the ring off or work around the jab and find these opportunities, and these guys are frustrating him, is he going to still be that guy he was when he fought a Cuellar?
Yeah. The champ said, listen, if Shakur looks like garbage against Kid Austin, Tank will fight him.
Oh, that's a shot.
Baby, you want baby? I know
that. I know that. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? We want to see these questions answered. That's why we want to watch the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we want to watch the fights.
Yeah.
It's competition. I might favor who you favor. I mean, I might favor who I favor. You favor who you favor. Right? But guess what? If they never fight, and we're not demanding them to fight, how are you a fan of the sport of boxing? How?
You got to be honest with yourself too. Like, you're just not, right? But you can still become one. You can start watching boxing and become a fan, but you could be honest. You're not really a fan of the sport of boxing like that. It's not crazy, right? Think about it. Be honest with yourself. You're just not a fan of boxing like that. You're a fan of a fighter. You're a fan of knockouts, maybe, right? You got that dopamine rush and seeing knockouts, but generally speaking, the different aspects of boxing, the science of boxing doesn't interest you like that. It's more so the knockouts. It's more so the post-conference, press conference, the lifestyle, the excitement in the building, all those things, you know what I'm saying? Kind of work towards what you like, but the actual boxing itself is kind of boring for you, to be honest.
Yep. There you go. What's going on, great brother? Justin McCray is in the building. Drop the bombs on him, Clay.
What's up, Justin?
What's going on, man? How y'all doing?
Man, just the world in your world, great brother. That's it, man. You doing big things out here, man, for the sport that we love.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Hey, do me a favor and just tell the people a little bit about yourself.
I think Justin, you might have the YouTube volume up or something going on where you can hear yourself.
You got to explain it.
Yeah, I turned it down.
Okay, cool.
I turned it down. Perfect. So yeah, basically what I'm doing, I started the Professional Boxers Union.
But before you get into that, before you get in that, Justin, just tell them a little bit about yourself in the sport of boxing.
Well, my name is Justin McRae. I've been in boxing nearly 25 years. I've worked for Top Rank, promoted guys like Crawford, Shakur. I had my own promoter's license when I was 28 years old here in the Bay Area. I worked on a couple ward fights, and I helped boxers do a whole lot of things. And I was able and blessed to get the toolage and schooling from current COO Brad Jacobs of Top Rank. Brad Jacobs used to run Square Ring, Roy Jones Square Ring company back in the day when Roy was with HBO. And Roy put me and Brad together, and Brad taught me a lot. He even tried to like bring me into Top Rank for a little while, but that didn't work. And I just went and put this together. I really wanted to put this together pre-COVID. During COVID, well, right before COVID, actually, I was working on Shakur Stevenson fight at it was at the Madison Square Garden, the theater, the Hulu theater. So what happened was, the fight got canceled, and I think it was like March of 2020. But before that, I was out there for a month working on the fight. And what I would do is I would hang out with the former executive director of the NBA Players Union. His name is Billy Hunter. So with knowing Billy and being able to have direct access to Billy, because I went to school with his kids in Berkeley out here in the Bay Area, and his wife was my counselor at Berkeley High.
Small world.
So every time I come to New York, because he bought a couple brownstones in Harlem, I'll go hang out with him and I would talk to him, and he kind of like a father figure brother to me. You know what I'm saying? And I remember it clearly, like early March of 2020 before COVID, I think, because COVID hit on the 18th of March, 17th of March. I was telling Billy that I wanted to start a union. And he told me how, different angles and different ways to try to push it. And one of the ways was merging with the active union already. So what I've done since I've put this union together, I've merged with Local 10, Longshoreman, LEIW, Local 10, San Francisco. So the same package that the Longshoreman.
What was that again? Longshoreman what?
Longshoreman, LEIW, Longshoreman, Local 10 in San Francisco. Gotcha. So we formed an alliance. And with forming that alliance, we're going to try to work on put a collective bargaining thing together to whereas we could, get monies allocated for benefits for boxers, and that's just what I'm doing, man. And anybody that want to do it, anybody, that's fine. Let's all join forces. I mean, like I seen something about Amir Khan talking about he want to do it. That's fine. Let's just join forces, because this is not nothing negative. This is something that should have been done, and I didn't do it, created to make money. This is a nonprofit. I have two sides of this union, though. I have the active side, which is for like fighters that are currently fighting, like Keyshawn, Tank, Canelo. And then I have the retired side. The retired side, we're going to do special benefits, and we're going to ask for donations to whereas we could take care of our own. So if one of the fighters that might have made a lot of money, we ain't gonna trip on that. They might have made a lot of money and they might have got beaten out of their money. But if they have a hardship on the retired side, we'll be able to put a benefit together, consistent of donations to whereas if we want to throw them 5,000-10,000 for a hardship, we could do it. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm trying. This is what I'm doing. I'm gonna take trying out my repertoire. This is what I'm doing. And anybody that's trying to stop it, man, good luck, because I'm gonna keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make this happen. I feel like it's been a long time coming, and I've been around the sport, so I know where all the money comes from. I know where everything comes from. So I mean, I got a complete agenda, and I ain't gonna see this. I'm gonna see this agenda through. So if anybody want to get down with me, I've talked to Zab, I've talked to Thomas Hearns, I've talked to James Toney, I've talked to Roy Jones Jr., I've talked to Kevin Kelly. I mean, I talked to Michael Nunn. It was a pleasure talking to him the other day for 30, 40 minutes. Zab for like an hour. Man, let's do this. And I want to give respect and a shout out to Sam Watson. Sam Watson been really helping me. Like, for real. He been introducing me to everybody. So it's much love coming from Sam. So, if you guys got any questions, man, just holler, man, and I could explain more.
Yeah, I love what you're doing, and do me a favor again. Just tell them about the event you're gonna be having at the bowling alley.
So I'm having a bowl Benavidez versus Morel February 1st in Las Vegas. I'm having a bowling event. Professional Boxers Union, we're giving a bowling event. I'm paying for everything. I want everybody to come. We got about 12 lanes. All the media can come, and all the boxers. It's called Bowling with the Champs, and everybody could come, and we just get down and have a nice time and just chill, man. And ain't nobody asking for no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just do this, and it's on me. So come. It's at 7 p.m. It's gonna be at the Orleans Casino bowling alley.
No doubt. So
Clay, I just met you, man. So it's a pleasure, man. I want you to come too if you're gonna be in town. All right.
Yes, sir. Question.
Right.
So you're collecting donations and everything like that, and you're going to be, I guess, spreading it out across different things that are going to help between active fighters and retired fighters. Is there some transparency as to where all the resources are going to? Like, how do the fans or the boxing community see these benefits? Are the boxers supposed to join this union, or just for anybody who's fought? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, is it like they're joining in the union and paying dues into the union and things of that nature? Like,
so what I'm trying to do, I have two different sides. Even though the active boxers, we're gonna get it to whereas they're on track, to whereas they have a life insurance, they have medical benefits, they have a pension. The retired fighters, we have to come together to help them. So that'll be a special event that we'll put together, and it'll be promoted. Which I will probably pay for it. The first couple ones, but I'm gonna form a board for both sides. I'm gonna form a board of directors for the active side, and then for the retired side, I'm gonna form a board for the retired side. And what we'll do is we'll collectively come together and put on special benefits, and then that monies will go towards the boxers. Now the dues are just, I'm not even gonna charge. Dues is just something that is really for the union. I always thought the dues were part of the workers' benefits that they paid into the package. It has nothing to do with that. It's for the union to operate. That's like operating cost monies that they receive to run the union.
Okay.
I'm not asking for any of that. I just want everybody to come together first, and then we could work on going to the necessary channels where the monies come from, and get those necessary channels to allocate monies into the funds. So I've created a medical fund for the retired fighters. So that monies will go into the medical fund for the special events and donations. Now the active fighters, they'll pretty much take care of themselves.
Right.
Because they're already on track. So we just get them into the union, sign them up, and then they pick a package that's suitable for their family or suitable for them. Medical, dental, life insurance policy. And then if they could pay how much they want to into the longshoreman's pension. See, everything that the longshoreman has, we either gonna mirror that or we're gonna be part of it. Because like I said, we formed an alliance with them. The executive board voted us in. So longshoremen's had the best benefits package.
100%. That you couldn't have gotten with a better, for sure.
How do you get, seeing as though the sport of boxing is such the wild, wild west, how do you get everybody on board with this?
Hey man, we're gonna build it brick by brick, Blue. We just all, we gotta just be authentic and be real and be 100. Boxers, they've been taken advantage of tremendously, and it's kind of hard training, going through what you're going through for 8 weeks, and then finding out, having somebody that you've given trust to that you can't trust, that take money from you. We trying to get out of that. So what I'm coming with is some real stuff. You know, and it, like I said, it'll be an opportunity for them to pick the package, pick a PPO or HMO that's suitable for them, and then they could pick a life insurance package. You know, in case anything happens, the kids will be taken care of. You know, they'll be cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, man. You know, that's all I'm trying to do, man. I'm just trying to help them, man. And like I said, I want it to be not only boxers. I want it to be trainers. I want it to be cut men. The boxers pay all of these people, you know, that I just named. And on top of that, they get taxes taken out their check. So, I mean, you know, they pay the managers as well. So, you know, the promoter pays the boxer, and the boxer pay everybody else down up under them. Mm-hmm. The boxer don't box. If the boxer don't box, it's no money,
no business.
You know what I'm saying?
How can we get these sanction bodies to take some of that percentage money that they take from the fighters
so that's another. So that I'm glad you touched on that, because I'm gonna keep it real. From what I've heard from all the boxers, I only hear WBC is the one that steps up and gives monies for hardships. That's what I've heard. I hear WBC. So, but I mean, it would be nice if we can. So just say, for instance, a unified champion. Say he got all 4 belts. That's 12% gross coming out of his purse. Each title is 3%.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it should be some kind of break cut when it comes down to unifying. That 12% should at least go down, you know, to 6% or something like that. Because 9 times out of 10, if it's a multi-world championship titles that's on the line, it's a tremendous amount of money in that purse. You know what I'm saying? So some of that money should just be cut down. You know, I feel like this. If you're not getting in the ring, taking the risk, I mean, you shouldn't get a lot.
But
you know what I'm saying?
My thing is this. Let's say they don't cut it down, but let's say a percentage automatically has to go.
Well, it's ways to get it cut down, Blue.
What I'm saying is, don't get it cut down. Get it to redirect the investment and take some of that money that's automatically
true.
They pay these 12%, right? So a percentage of that automatically has to go to this union.
Right, exactly. And I could show you that I have that in my initiative and in my notes, that at least 0.5% from each sanctioning body goes to the medical fund, the retired fighter. See, the active fighter, they're going to be able to take care of themselves. We going to get them on track to where they're rolling. They're set up.
They're building.
The ones that have been taken advantage of, we got to have them in the retired side, and we got to do special things to get them back. We got to go back and ask the networks, even though they've paid the promoters, we got to go back and ask the networks for monies, just, you know, donations. You know, even though, like I said, they've already paid the fighters and money's been stolen, but man, y'all could donate. You guys showcase this fighter on your network. Donate 1,000, donate 10,000, donate whatever. You know what I'm saying? How you know, you still have those you still have the footage, you still have the content,
and they
still own the rights to fights.
They got tax write-offs.
So I mean, they should get
tax write-offs anyway.
Exactly. So I mean, so HBO and Showtime, come on back, kick some into the fund, to some of those heroic fighters that have fought on your networks and gave us all thrills. You know, even though they don't have no money, we're gonna be able to take care of them. We're gonna be able to pull off benefits and do things to help them out. And I'm gonna get creative with it too. You know, I hear Diego Corrales' wife is doing a lot of things too. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. I would like to collaborate with her. And you know, Kevin Kelly told me about her the other day. But
yeah, I heard
man,
about
for now though, this event is free, and I just want everybody to come. I mean, I want the ladies to be involved. I want Carissa Shields to be on the board of directors. I mean, I want her to be a board of directors. I want everybody to participate in this, because at some point, once I get everything in order, once I get everything running and everything's running smoothly, I'm gonna step away, because this y'all union. This is the boxers union. This ain't my union. I created this to help you guys. And I ain't asking for a dime. I just ask for y'all support so we can make moves, because I got the moves to make. I know exactly what to do. I know where the money coming from. So if you guys just stand behind me and support this, we gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we can help the fighters that paved the way for all the active fighters, the current fighters.
Right.
And
So
those are the retired ones.
Justin, so what does support
sir.
look like from a boxing fan? You know, at this point, like to support something like this, what does that look like? Is it like a GoFundMe? Is it some sort of entity to donate to? Is it just word of mouth? Is it popping up at the event? I mean, like what does it look like?
So the medical fund, I created a medical fund specifically for the retired fighters. And you know, I haven't created a GoFundMe, but I will create all those things, you know, to whereas we can, you know, we could be able to get the monies for donations for that. Right. And that's just the retired fighters. You know, that's just to make sure that they could, you know, we might be able to give them hardship monies or whatever to help. You know, they might need a light bill paid. I'm just saying, you know, they might need some rent money. I mean, you know,
so
just
they can go directly to the website. You saying?
Yeah, it hasn't been set up to the web for the website yet, but I'll have that. I'll have that put in there. Yeah, okay, but cool. Yeah.
I think I like the idea, man.
I'm gonna kick that off next year. I'm gonna have all of that set up. But for right now, I mean, I'm paying for the first event, and I want to do some kind of black tie or some type of event, and have everybody come, and you know, some elegant type of event, you know, and you know, donations to go towards that. I'm not gonna be like some of these people that create nonprofits and take the money.
Right. Well, the transparency, I think, is going to be.
It's not about that.
The transparency is a good thing, and it's going to be necessary, right? Knowing how the money is being brought together, what it's being used for, giving people access to see it if they want to see it. Most of the time, that
exactly. And I'm like I said, I'm gonna create a board that's, you know, parallel to it, to whereas anything is done, it'll have to be ran through that board. Right. The board of directors, the executive board of directors. You know, I'm gonna create that on both sides. I'm for the active and current fighters, we're gonna have a board for them. You know, to whereas everything is fair. Nobody's doing nothing. You know, they've told me that they've done this before and raised $1 million. I mean, like, and you know that, you know, people think that you have to have money to do this. You don't. You do, but you don't. You know, you don't need a infusion of millions of dollars to start a union. You know, this is not for profit. This is to help and cohesively bring the boxers together, to whereas they have things when they leave boxing. They have stability. They have medical. They have a life insurance policy just in case they lose their lives in the ring. I mean, you know, it's all types of things that happen. And we want to make sure that these guys are set up, you know what I'm saying, that they are set up in the right place, in the right direction.
100%.
You know, and that everything is fair.
It's a great vision, man. It's a great idea, man. I hope you're able to see it all the way through and get all those elements that you were talking about. You know how these things go. you know, people put up these events and money gets moved around in the wrong way, and all of a sudden a couple people on mansions in some in some neighborhood and nobody knows what happened. I guess Black Lives Matter, using that example, right? So, you know, getting all those elements and making it as transparent as possible so that the fighters can see where their money's going to, so that the fans that are donating this can see where their money's going to where the world is seeing, like, okay, well, this money's being allocated and resourced and sourced out to these different areas that are exclusively helping fighters. I think as you develop those things and those things come together, this thing's going to come to life a lot better. I think it's going to become more realistic for everybody, you know?
For sure. So the active fighters are going to be set up with the longshoreman pension. They're going to be over there. So the retired fighters, we're just going to, like I said, we're going to do benefits and special things to help them.
Okay,
you know,
I got you. So they'll be under like the longshoreman model. However, the longshoremen are getting it together and organizing there. The actual fighters are going to be over there. So that's already credible within itself. I got you.
Yeah. So the other thing is just basically us coming together collectively to help a retired fighter that has a hardship. You know, and like I said, a special benefit. You know, a dinner or whatever we come up with. You know, as a whole, you know, we'll take care of that problem. If it's somebody just one person just digging in their pocket and donating to it, that's fine too. They gonna get that money. Like I said, I didn't create this for profit. I didn't create this to make it a business. To whereas like we you know, we gonna hold our own. You know what I'm saying? Collectively, you know, we gonna be self-sufficient. Collectively, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to do with this. That's what I'm gonna do with this.
I like it, man.
Can y'all still see?
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, we're looking right at you, bro.
You are?
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Why you don't see yourself?
No, I can't see myself. This whole screen is open.
The computer tired of looking at you, bro.
Yeah, it's saying this getting ready to cut my computer off.
So you guys coming, man? You guys are gonna come, right?
Oh, 1,000%.
Okay, appreciate it, man. January 31st is gonna be the bowling. Right after the weigh-ins at 7:00. We're gonna have the bowling thing. And like I said, man, y'all just come kick it. You know, I'm gonna have some food or whatever, you know, and gonna have some beer and drink, soda, whatever, pizza. Whatever they got in there, man, and we just gonna chill,
wings
man.
and things, whatever have you.
Whatever, man. You know, but y'all will be able to bowl and just come have fun. You know, if we need more lanes, I'll buy more lanes, man. It ain't nothing, man. I just something that I want to do for boxing. Period. That's it. I know y'all hear the passion in my voice.
No doubt.
1,000%, man. And that event is going to be 7 p.m. January
7
p.m. Yep.
I just sent you the flyer. Blue just posted.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it. Tim, I'm gonna send it to you right now, Tim.
Yeah, Tim Bradley.
And I gotta reach out to the local gyms. Got a couple local gyms in Vegas. I want to come. I sent Top Rank. The guy Frank over at Top Rank sent him a flyer. Told him to let the guys come. So yeah, man, I just want, you know, me and Sam Watson gonna be there. You know, we're gonna be there. So this is us. It's PBC and Top Rank.
Right. Coming together.
Come together, man. All the boxers gonna come together.
1 second, fellas. Let me get another charger.
Okay. Well, it's me and you. Justin.
Yeah.
No doubt,
sure.
man. I like the idea of the whole situation. You know what I mean? I think as it comes together, you know what I mean, it's a great idea. You know what I mean? And you already have the active fighters kind of set up again, you know, lined up with some of the best pensions in America, to be honest with you. So the retired fighters is the ones who are going to really need the community more than anything to come together to kind of support that movement. No doubt.
Right.
It makes sense, man. That definitely makes sense.
I gotta go pick the kids up in a minute.
No doubt. No, I know how that goes. I definitely knows how that goes. Did you guys did you tap into the you're gonna be going to the David Benavidez fight as well? The David Benavidez, David Morrell fight, or probably not?
Yeah, I'm going to that fight too. I'll be there. I'm there for the whole weekend.
Right.
Yep,
That fight.
I'm going to that
crazy.
fight. Yep.
Those boys jumped it off today, didn't they?
I know. I see that. I seen that.
they jumped it off today, man. It was looking authentic. It was looking real. That tension is real. You cut through it with a butter knife. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that. Like that.
David Morrell don't like the disrespect.
Yeah, like
he don't like the games. He don't like the disrespect. It is what it is. You're gonna take me seriously, damn it. You're gonna take me seriously. I ain't one of your little friends, right? No doubt.
Yeah. So how long you been messing around in boxing, man?
Not long, family. I'm just a fan. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan, and
okay.
You know what I mean? And just been watching this for most of my damn life, right? You know what I mean? So just commenting, just content creating.
What you know about the Bay Area, man?
Andre Ward, you know what I'm saying? I don't know that much about it, you know what I mean? I know Matt Gray, you know what I'm saying? Well, talk to me about the Bay Area. School me. What's going on in the Bay Area?
I'm a little older. I'm a little older. I came up around Too Short. That's one of my, I could recite all Too Short lyrics.
No doubt.
I came up around Too Short.
A little E40, E40,
so
right? Boom. Dude threw his belt. I know, Tim. He threw the belt. I definitely saw that. But listen, when you're angry, when you're in your emotions and you're in your feelings, it is what it is at that point. You know what I mean? Anything goes. He pushed him. He whatever he had in his hand happened to be his belt. He threw his belt across the ring. He wanted to get a piece of that boy. Yeah, man. Nervously? I don't know. Oh, Tim says you need to reach out to Ward.
Who said that?
Timothy Bradley. He said you should reach out to Andre Ward. That he'd probably be interested in
man,
helping
tell Mr. Tim Bradley me and Ward live in the same place and he don't never answer his phone. So tell him texting that. Tell him he don't never answer his big homie phone call. So I try to reach out to him, but I can't never get him. So
maybe you gotta go knock on
I
his
got
door.
to keep pushing. I gotta keep pushing, man. He'll reach out. He'll see me soon.
No doubt.
He'll see me soon. Hopefully he come to the event. I sent him an invitation to the event. So hopefully he comes and support. Yeah.
No doubt. What Exit Red said? How do I think Blue got something going on with his computer or something like that? He got something going on. Yeah.
Okay. So what? Okay.
Yeah. He should be back soon, I guess. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to hold it together. How do I think he can beat Benavidez? I think he could definitely beat Benavidez. I think it's an earlier thing, though. That's actually an interesting question, Exit, because David Benavidez did an interview speaking about those championship rounds and his experience there and about David Morrell's lack of experience there. And he thinks that's going to be the difference. He thinks he's going to drown him. That's what it sounds like he's planning on doing is drown him.
I was at Benavidez last fight and I kind of seen a decrease in power at the 175 weight class. I seen a decrease in power.
Right.
I mean, I want to see him again. I want to see what he do again this fight.
Yeah. I want to see him coming supposedly healthy, right? Without the ailments, without the what some people might call excuses, or some people might call inconvenient truths. Issues with his hand, issue with, injuries that he was dealing with, cuts he had over his eye, inability to train at the full capacity, which may speak to the conditioning. Later on in the rounds, he started weeding off a little bit, and obviously the power as well. So he gets to come in this fight 100%, according to what he's saying. And let's see if that makes a difference at 175 pounds. If that kind of is what we saw, or is what we saw against Vozick the actual reality, which is he's not the big monster at 175 that he was at 168. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. I'll say that.
The speed is there. Right. And the boxing ability was there, but I mean, like in terms of the power, I didn't really see the power aspect there.
Nah, it definitely wasn't there. It definitely was not there. It's going to be interesting to see how he does against David Morrell. I think David Morrell is adjusting his body wise, translating well at 175. He looks like, he's always been a big 168 pounder. So let's see if David Benavidez is the fat boy at 175 or if he's actually the same machine he was at 168 against a fighter like David Morrell.
Put your shirt on.
Yeah, dog.
Go get your shirt, man.
The fight will be won in the second half. Well, Tim, if what you're saying is what you're expecting, then it sounds like you're kind of leaning towards David Benavidez, right? I would have to think that's where you're at with it.
I'm leaning towards David Benavidez. That's my favorite. He's exceptional talent. I mean, I like his skill. I don't really know much about Morel. I mean, I had to look at some fights or whatever and check him out. I mean, but Benavidez is nice. He just, like I said, I didn't see him tote the power up to 175 yet. And maybe one more fight. Where are they fighting at? This 75?
Yeah, this is a 75 or 68. This is 175. It's a light heavyweight fight. Winner of this fight gets supposedly.
So we'll see this. We'll see this fight. You know what I'm saying? We'll see if it's there. It usually takes a couple fights to see where the power lies at.
Yeah, for them to adjust and acclimate to the new environment, right?
Yeah. It's about acclimating. Yeah,
no doubt.
I mean, sometimes you might come out and smash.
Taking office, the fastest pet detective has some real changes. I'm gonna save that for Blue to read that one. McCroy. I'll read it anyway. He says, McCroy, I love your ideas and I'll definitely donate. However, please be aware that we have a new admin taking office. The fastest pet detective has some real changes coming. I think she's talking about the new president coming in January. Yeah. I think that's what she's saying. So it is what it is.
You talking about Mr. OPM, man?
Yeah, that guy. That's the one. I think she's talking about that one. I think that's the guy she's talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
I said thank you, and we look forward to seeing showing her some good things from our union.
No doubt. I think it's going to be interesting in this fight with David Benavidez and David Morrell, though, because I don't know if I've seen David Benavidez in front of the kind of power that David Morrell is able to bring together. Now, I mean, he's been in the fight. He's always been the big guy, the monster. You know what I'm saying? He's always been able to drown these guys. With the punch output, high level punch output. You know what I'm saying? But what happens when he gets in front of that power and somebody who's punching with him at the same time, and then he's actually connecting and hit him with certain shots? You might see David Benavidez get from his pockets early in this fight.
And that's what I want to see. I want to see that at the 175 weight class. Like I said, I mean, he ain't really proven he got power up there yet, but. Maybe because it could have play into how he took the weight off. I mean, or how he trained. He could have trained a certain way. And we'll see now. Now that he's up there, he's up there for a couple fights, and we'll see now.
No doubt.
This will really show.
Salute, BF.
Yeah. What's up, Blue? You back on, Blue?
Yep. Yeah, I'm back. I can't see myself still.
I agree, Timothy. I agree. I mean, with the latest one with Robeisy Ramirez, yeah, man, Timothy, bro, you're highlighting something real important right there. I was thinking about that. I've been thinking about that, especially ever since the Robeisy Ramirez fight. But even with Rigondeaux, like you're talking about, the Cubans do seem to have a breaking point. They do seem not to deal well with the pressure. Although David Morrell is athletic, the arm reach of a damn heavyweight, he's used to being on one side of the conversation. The other side of the conversation is what happens when it's coming back at you. What happens when the punches are coming in bunches? What happens when the pace is getting pushed to a high level? How do you deal with the frustration? When he fought against Hot Rod, he got frustrated a lot in that fight, just with a little bit of opposition. I can assure you, David Benavidez, I expect him to bring way more opposition than Hot Rod did. So yeah, it does seem like on paper, it does seem like David Morrell just doesn't have the experience and hasn't been tried yet. And this is going to be his first real confrontation. And how's he going to deal with it? David Benavidez has dealt with a little bit of uphill, a little bit of adversity. Is David Morrell seen it? Hot Rod would have been the closest thing to it, and I don't know if that's going to be something that helps me gauge what to expect between him and David Benavidez. I think it's going to be real interesting to see that come full circle. A lot of people are looking for David Morel to be the difference maker, but he might just get completely outclassed in this fight.
Salute to the Queen, Destiny Black. Peace and blessings to the Queen. My brother BFTB Boxing in the building. What's up with you, King? Yeah, I'm back, man. I almost lost. Y'all almost lost me, man. Lost me, man. But yeah, man, I can't wait for this event, January 31st, man. I absolutely cannot wait for it. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, I love the build up to the fight at this point, man. I love what I saw at the press conference today. Finally, it was exciting press conference, man. Yeah, man, that's what you want to see, you know. And you don't see fights like this every day. Young, in their prime, you know what I'm saying, fighting each other this early. It's almost looks like a mistake on somebody's. You know what I'm saying, like somebody made a mistake on putting this fight together this early.
Yeah, the best part about it is they both young. We can't really look at David Morrell's record, right? Because Cubans like the Ukrainian, European, Eastern European fighters, they stay in the amateur so long,
right?
That by the time they become professionals, they don't have an extensive professional record. So people will look at his record and him being 11 wins and only having 11 fights. You know, it's just like Lomachenko. You know what I mean? Like you think Loma only has 21 fights or something like that. You know what I mean?
But you know one thing about having all those amateur fights really mold you into becoming a world champion. So I mean, what's key for me as a promoter, what I look for, when somebody tells me they have a fighter that wants to sign to a promoter, I ask how many nationals do they have? How many amateur fights do they have? If they got over 100, it's worth the time. You know, Top Rank and Al Heyman, and they have a motto. They want you to have extensive amateur background, over 100 amateur fights, multiple national titles, you know, Olympic exposure as well. I mean, these are the things that people are going to put their money behind, you know, into building. You know, so if you got 40 amateur fights, I mean, typically, a lot of times they turn out to become C and D fighters. You know what I'm saying? But when you up there and you got 80, you got 100. I mean, look at Terrence. Terrence got 80, 75, 80. But see, Terrence has all that international experience. He's fought guys, you know, around the world. You know, so that's really key. You know, it's really key. And he's a gym rat as well. You know, but that's rare. It's rare that you find guys with low amateur backgrounds, you know, amateur fights that go on to become world champions. You know what I'm saying? They got to have tremendous punching power. They got to have other additives, you know, of talent to achieve that. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. It's like,
you know,
like Usyk. Usyk don't have, I think he got what, 22 fights, 23 fights,
22
so,
amateur fights.
No, as a professional.
What do you have? No, but I'm speaking of amateur. How many amateur fights do we have though?
No, I know. I'm saying people have a misconception because they look at their professional record and feel like they're not ready because they don't have a certain amount of fights. They don't have the experience, but they don't understand that they've been in the amateurs for so long and have built up such an amateur experience and being able to see
that's why those guys can capture titles at 10, 11, 12, 15 fights.
Right, exactly.
You know, because they you know, that, and then they can move up. You know, you know, it was always told that we start them off low and tote the power up. You know what I'm saying? You know, one of them guys, you want to start them off at a lower weight class, and then they capture 3-4 weight classes and still punching. You know, at knocking them out. You know, like I say, Terrence. I'll go back to Terrence Crawford again. You know, he started off at 135 and told it up. I mean, we don't know what he got at 54 yet, but you know, he's knocked out everybody else in every weight class. So that shows
champion at 154.
Power.
So
and
You're
look
a
at my
champion at 154, so he's already speaking.
Yeah, he's a champ. He's a champ at 154, but we don't know if that shock, that knockout shock power is there like it was in those lower weight classes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, because he might need to grow in the weight, and that's the same thing that I'm saying about Benavidez. I don't know yet. It takes a couple fights to really get acclimated to really see if somebody can tote that power.
Right. I agree.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's
Hey, but
what
I got to pick my kids up, man.
Okay, do
Hey,
your
man,
thing. Do your
I
thing.
appreciate you guys bringing me on,
Okay.
man, and
Yeah,
hopefully, man, y'all can reach out.
For the people that may not be able to make it, I'm gonna be live at the event. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go live there. So and I'm bringing my boys from the media. They'll be there. So we gonna make it big.
No, hold on.
We gonna make it big.
Okay. I'll see y'all then, and man, it was a pleasure.
All right.
Pleasure talking to you guys. Y'all have a nice night.
For sure.
All right. Thanks.
Salute, Justin.
Take care, brother.
Yeah.
You're
right. You know what I mean? So it's man, Clay. Today I was excited for today. And then Saturday, oh man, I can't wait.
What, for Fury? Usyk?
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey, 3 p.m. on Saturday is good for you?
No. I'm not gonna be around.
Oh, that's right. You work.
But yeah, I ain't gonna be around. Man.
I forgot
I ain't gonna be around Saturday. Yep. I ain't gonna be around on Saturday. Saturday's actually gonna be a very busy day for me. But damn, 3 p.m. I'll be watching the fight, but I'm gonna be out and about on the road. I'm not gonna be in my crib.
That sucks, bro. That sucks.
Yeah, we're gonna miss that one.
Man.
Tim says we will find out if Morel is special. It'll take a special fight to beat Benavidez. If you beat him in skill, you could beat him in the heart department. The will win. Yeah, man. Tim said something real interesting before. Tim said something very interesting before, and speaking on the Cubans, kind of like as of late, well, really through time, the heart has been tested, and we've seen Robeisy Ramirez give up, from getting punched in the eye. David Morrell is going to get that. He's going to get that will tested. If he gets that will tested, does he step up? Does he show heart and swing for the fences and go for it and go out in the shield if he has to and do, put his life on the line to beat a David Benavidez, or is there a limitation to where this guy is willing to go to win this fight? Because I have no question David Benavidez is willing to go to hell and back to win this fight.
Yeah. Do you think that? Yeah, I have no doubt. Right. I'm with you. David Morrell. Is that fight with Hot Rod? Was it just again, like Tim said, we're getting ready to find out, right? But I wonder, was it just an anomaly? Like, was it just?
I think it was the best fight for him because, like we were speaking about earlier, these fighters get lulled, into being comfortable. Mm-hmm. And David Morrell had somebody who just wasn't going to stand in front of him and play that game. And David was going to have to cut that ring off and box. And he ultimately ended up doing that. He ultimately ended up getting the win. But, he was also very frustrated in that fight. He's going to have to, the frustration was there, and that's kind of speaks to what Tim was talking about, because usually what leads to these people giving up is the frustration, right? Rigondeaux gave, when he fought against Vasily Lomachenko, gave up. The frustration of Vasily Lomachenko moving the way he was, boxing the way he was, and catching him with the shots he was catching him with, frustrated him into just giving up and not wanting to move forward. But, Rigondeaux was also late in his career in that point in time and period, and probably just the old man, getting past the silliness of it all started to kick in with him. David Morrell's a young guy. This is a big opportunity for him. You would expect him to put it all on the line and know that this is the biggest fight in his whole entire career and could change the whole trajectory of his career and, his pay, his market value, everything. All eyes on him. Big pay-per-view event. I don't know if David, it's going to be David Morrell's first big pay-per-view event. So you would think he'd come excited to bring his best game to the ring. That night with Hot Rod, might have woke up something. Might have woke up a third eye. And maybe he's buckled down and become more of that Cuban, that amateur-based Cuban thing is starting to get tapped more into, and he maybe brings a little bit more boxing into this fight. I'm excited to see how it turns out, to be honest with you. But yeah, that fight with Hot Rod, I think David Benavidez has the better opponent, has the better introduction into light heavyweight fighting against Gvozdyk. I think he was challenged more in that fight, and that fight could make David Benavidez even better or more confident at 175. Whereas that fight with Hot Rod, did it make David Morrell confident about 175? Did it do anything to get him better? We'll have to see on February 1st.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least.
Right.
Peace
right.
bless to the Queen, Destiny Black in the building, and Super Chat dropping that Cinco on us in the Super Chat. Blue Buttercup is watching you're live and so intently. LOL, I love being the fur mom. LOL.
Crazy.
Animals.
I ain't gonna lie, Destiny. You looking wild crazy in that picture. You looking like real. You looking like, you're like you out to do, yeah, man. It's crazy.
Like you gonna hurt somebody?
I don't know, man. Yeah, something like that. Timothy Bradley, what did he say? David has you talking about Morel. Now keep in mind, Tim, we got 2 Davids in this fight, so I'm assuming you're talking about Morel, right? I'm assuming it's Morel that you're talking about. Yeah, I think he has to keep Benavidez going backwards. He has to push back. He has to not get caught on the back foot running from David Benavidez. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting to see David Benavidez get confronted with that much power and still keep coming forward.
Oh, he said Benavidez.
Yeah. Okay, Tim.
Benavidez got a box and come forward.
Which is what David Morrell wants. Which is what David Morrell's going to want. That's got to be what David Morrell wants, is for him to come forward. That's what he wants, because he got frustrated with Hot Rod. That was because Hot Rod was moving around. You know what I mean? And he had to cut the ring off and find him. He wants David Benavidez to come forward. So without a doubt, David's going to feel the power of David Morrell. David Benavidez is going to feel the power. We got to see how he reacts to it. Who's he fought that brings that any kind of power anywhere near what David Morrell is able to put together? Who's David Benavidez been in the ring with that has confronted him with that kind of power?
I mean, Anthony Durrell had power, right?
Okay.
Ronald Graville. Do you feel like Gvozdyk had power?
I think Gvozdyk had a little power. I don't know if he was able to really get the power. I think David Morrell is going to be the strongest puncher without a doubt that he's fought against. And if he's coming forward on David Morrell, I mean, I could see him also smothering a lot of that. Hell yeah. Yeah, he said hell yeah, I guess, for the power, Tim. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see him deal with it. If he deals with it, then it's going to be a good fight. It's kind of like when Terrence Crawford fought against Errol. It was like once you saw Terrence was strong, the one factor in there was like Errol is stronger than Terrence. Once you saw him push him off that way when he got in that clinch, and even Terrence recognized it. He got hit that shot, and he was like, oh, that's all you got? It's kind of like that situation. If David Benavidez is able to weather that storm and take those shots from David Morrell early as he's coming forward, then yeah, it's gonna be a good thing. But if he's not, if he starts getting on his back foot and starts paying attention to that power, you start seeing him doing that lateral movement and trying to get away from that power, it's gonna be a different David Benavidez that night.
I'm concerned with David Benavidez' defense, because I think that this is the biggest, sharpest puncher that he's faced that could equal him in size. Right, and is very, very sharp with his punches, very, very accurate, and has the power and has timing, right? And I don't believe he's going to fatigue in the second half. He was getting drastically outboxed by Caleb Plant.
Yeah, Caleb was able to stay busy in there and look good until he got tired.
He got tired. Morel is bigger than Plant. He's a southpaw. He's more power than Plant, and I don't think he's gonna fade. The defense of David Benavidez, if it's lacking and he's just coming forward, plodding forward with a high guard and just trying to pressure him.
For sure.
Nick J, the Chocolate Queen, making for 50% of the queens of the ring. She's in the building. Peace and blessings, Queen. Say y'all sleeping on David Benavidez. He about to put a clinic. He's a much better boxer than people give him credit for. It's not that his boxing ability. I'm afraid of what he doesn't do, and that's his defense.
Yeah, it's about David Benavidez in his comfort zone and what he's done compared to what he has to do in this particular fight. Does he fight? Does he have different levels to the way he fights? Because the way he fought Caleb Plant, the way he fought Lemieux, the way he fought Demetrius, the way he fought Boo Boo, he can't fight. He shouldn't. It'll be interesting to see if he can, but I wouldn't think that'd be the way you want to fight David Morrell. You'd have to have a strategy kind of almost customized for David Morrell to not be in front of what David Morrell does, which is punch hard as hell, right? I mean, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So we got to see David Benavidez box a lot more, and like Tim said, but still come forward.
And the David Morrell having such long arms, bro, he got almost an 80-inch arm reach. That's unprecedented.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And he's a southpaw with power. If he's patient and stabs him to the body, bang, with the jab to the body.
Right.
Boo Boo was trying to do that.
Right. But the power didn't translate.
He was very sloppy with it, right?
Yeah.
And the power didn't translate. Man, if he could stab him to the body and freeze him, boom. Right. And make him stop him in his tracks and hook with the left, bang. Right. Man, listen, that could be a long night for David.
Yeah, if he can get the respect, because I haven't seen David respect nobody's power, not even Vosdick. He didn't respect it. He still kept coming forward and walking him down and going for it. He didn't respect it. So let's see if David Morrell's able to make him respect it. And if he does respect it, what does he do then? Does he adjust? Does he have another gear? Errol wasn't able to adjust, right? He just knew one thing: come forward and go for it. And that just worked out for Terrence, right? He wasn't able to adjust once he, even though it was failing and the shots were landing and he was becoming more and more lethargic as the fight went on because he was just getting beat from pillar to post. He never stopped. He came with all he had. I've never seen David Benavidez adjust yet. I haven't seen it. You know what I mean? Where he fights a different way because he's running into this wall and he can't continue to run into this wall. Can David Morrell put that wall out there and make it where, you're going to have to find another way to do this? This ain't going to work with me, or you're going to get hurt. Or does David Morrell have the power? Has David Benavidez just got a granite chin? Well, I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. The champ said Fury Usyk, why and how panel. Woo! This is what I've been waiting for right here, champ.
I've been talking about it. Man. I ain't gonna lie. Man, I go back and forth. This is right next to the Better Beef Bivol fight for me as far as how I feel from day to day. Today I'm leaning towards Usyk. That's where I'm at with it. But I had a panel come up on the show today. You know what I mean? That I was just like, damn, bro, I got to think about this now. You know what I mean? ETB was talking about it, and obviously my co-host Ray Davis, and I was like, man, I might have to consider Fury. I don't know. You guys gotta have a little bit. But I'm going with Usyk still right now. That's where I'm at with it, man. Listen, man, he's getting older. Unfortunately, I've always noticed that Tyson Fury was the kind of fighter who was an athletic fighter, moved around, did a lot of great things in the ring, amazed people at his ability to move around and be slick, finessing fighters in front of him. He's getting older. He's bigger. I know those legs ain't the same way. I don't know if he has that same ability to go ahead and move that way. I see him coming in heavy this time, so I'm assuming he's going to try to walk down David Benavidez. Alexander Usyk, walk him down, lean on him, try to test his conditioning and test the fortitude of his body to be able to deal with all that pressure. But I'll be honest with you, I think that works out for Usyk. I think he becomes easier to find for Usyk. I think Usyk finds him easier, and now that Usyk understands that, look, my power translates very well in this division. I'm able to stop this man. I know I can hurt this man. Usyk just needs to make the space where he needs to fight on the inside a little bit, but ultimately make the space and then throw his shots accordingly. I think he's going to do that. Tyson Fury, in my opinion, has never been this power puncher, right? But he's a big heavyweight. So when he punches, he punches. He's a 6'5" guy punching down on you. It's going to feel that way. But at the end of the day, Usyk's felt Tyson Fury's power. He's felt him. He understands what he's dealing with. He knows to stay away to a certain point, but he also is not going to move out of range. He's going to stay there to where he's able to capitalize on these openings that he feels like he's found. And I agree with him. I think he's found it. I think he starts off right from where he left off in the last fight. And I think you see the second half of that fight continuing on Saturday night with Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury.
I think Tyson Fury going to win. I think Tyson Fury going to win the decision. I think he's going to be way more assertive in this fight. I think he's going to be a lot more physical in this fight. I think you're going to see a lot of the tactics holding grappling, using his weight, using his size on Usyk this time. He gonna box for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But when Usyk gets close, he gonna put his weight on like he did Wilder. Yeah. Like he did Wilder, like he did Chisora, Dillian White, you know. He gonna apply that this time in the rematch, right? And he's gonna be rough and rugged, right? Hitting on the inside. He's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be ugly. He gonna be he gonna muddy the waters. He gonna press the line, right? And he gonna get as physical with Usyk as possible. You know what I'm saying? Once Tyson Fury realizes and he computes and gets the information, oh, I could get knocked down and I could get knocked out. But I could get up.
Yo, hold on. The Timothy Bradley. Which one is it, Tim? Was my analysis? I don't even ask because if you say it was Blue, I'm gonna feel stupid for thinking you were talking about me. So don't answer the question. Just go ahead, Blue. Don't answer the damn question. Leave it. Leave it to my imagination. Let me have it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that this time Tyson Fury is going. I think this time Tyson Fury is going to be a lot more physical, right? Once Tyson Fury computes information and is like, okay, like with Wilder, right? You can see in the first fight with Wilder, when he got up in the 12th round, he was like, oh, I could get out of survival mode. He had to press the fight, remember? Because he was hurt in the 12th round,
right?
For the duration of that fight,
right?
And he pressed the fight, and he started landing at will on Wilder, right?
Right.
And from that moment forward, he was like, oh, "Okay,
this is what I do."
Yeah, I ain't gotta move. I'm just, I could get knocked down. I might get knocked down. I might get hurt, but I know I could get up.
Right.
Now I'm gonna press the fight. I know you ain't gonna knock me out.
Right.
You know what I mean? You might knock me down. I might be hurt, but I know I can recover.
No doubt. No doubt.
Now I'm gonna press the fight. Now it's gonna get ugly. Now you're gonna fight my fight. You know what I mean? And I think that he understands now going into the rematch what he needs to do. And because he has the X factor, his size, you can't teach that. You can't teach six. I don't even know how much he's gonna weigh in this fight, but you can't teach 6'9", 85-inch arm reach. And what was he last fight? Because he came in fairly light, right?
He came in light. Yeah, he came in. I'll find out right
like
now.
250 pounds or something like that, right?
No, not that low. I think it was more like 260, like a 267, 268. I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on.
No, I think it was like in his 250s.
I don't think so.
I think he came in fairly light. Oh, 261?
261?
261. Yeah, I knew.
Yeah, that's still lower than I thought it was.
I knew it was.
Yeah, exactly. Ryan, right? I thought it was like 268, 270, but 261.
I knew it was close to 250, something like that. I knew it was low. It was extremely low.
I was shocked. He said 261. I'm like, what? That's
and this time, I think he's gonna be at least 265. At least 260.
It's gonna be interesting because he got us all thinking he coming in at like 270 something, like he coming in a big boy. Like
that's what I'm trying to tell you. He ain't coming in nothing under than 265. Nothing under than that.
Right.
And he knows, like he said, he was able to hit him. I was able to hit him at will from distance. Right. I'm still gonna be able to do that from distance, but now I'm gonna wear him out. Now I'm gonna wear his legs out. Now I'm gonna lay on. You heard what he said? He said something to the effect of, I'm gonna be, I don't want to say dirty, but what did he say? He said something to the magnitude like, it's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get physical. Like like he gonna push the line. You know what I mean? And I think he gonna push that line, bro. He gonna be a lot more physical. But the thing is, he can mix it up, right? He can box, but then he could just be outright, just laying on you and tying you up and just hitting on the inside, and he can frustrate you, man. And I think you're gonna see a completely different version of Tyson Fury in this fight, man. I think he gonna win for sure. I think he gonna knock Usyk down in this fight.
Usyk might go down. He can go
I
down.
think he gonna knock. I think he gonna knock Usyk down.
I'm trying to get the weight
262.
too.
Okay, 262.
Yep.
So I tell you, I knew it was extremely low.
Yeah.
He ain't coming in nothing under 265. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. He ain't coming in nothing under 265. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, me too. I don't think he focuses on the weight cut. I think he focuses on being powerful in this fight. He wants to punch down on Alexander. He wants to probably avenge that knockdown as well. He should be confident coming in this fight because he should know deep in his heart he knows he won that fight outside of the knockdown. That's how he
And on
feels at
top of it,
least.
again, having that travesty right before the fight, that's huge mentally. And
Yeah.
Fury is a mental. I don't want to say a mental case, right? But
Right.
he's clearly like his mental is
He's in his headspace a lot.
shaky. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He could go far left, he could go far right, he could go. Ain't no telling where he'll be tomorrow, right? Like his mental. He could be today is it's about money in the family, and tomorrow it could be throwing back as many bears as possible. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Tim said he trying to be a Mack truck versus an F-150. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I know he ain't coming in nothing under than 265. Nothing.
I think Fury's coming in a certain way, but I think people are underestimating Usyk and how he's coming in. I'll be honest with you. I just think I think they're looking for the adjustments from Fury. They're saying Fury had this fight in the bag, and that Fury comes back on rematches and does so well on rematches. But I think they're underestimating Usyk's confidence in game plan and strategy based off of data processed in that last fight, and Fury having to walk through that or run him over and thinking that's what's going to end up happening, where I see Usyk going into this fight as a more athletic fighter. They're both up in age, but Usyk's going to be the athletic fighter. He's going to be the one moving around. He's going to be the one finding the angles. He's going to bring that pedigree, and Tyson is going to be trying to, I think I'll see Tyson Fury overcommitting to just trying to grab him, trying to put the pressure on him, going for that, while Alexander is expecting that from him and preparing a strategy that's built on taking advantage of that, using that momentum. You're coming forward, perfect. I'm throwing shots. I'm being aggressive. I'm putting the pressure on you. You're walking in things. You're multiplying the power of my shots. You're causing the impact of what I'm doing to be multiplied exponentially of the strength that you thinking that you're going to do something to me physically. You thinking I'm Deontay Wilder. You're thinking I'm Valine. You're thinking I'm these fighters that you leaned on. I'm Dillian White. I'm going to be, I'm saying I'm not. I'm different. I'm moving. I'm hitting you. And I know I can hurt you. And when I hurt you, what are you going to do at that point?
Right. But the thing is, he couldn't do none of that in this fight.
Who?
Usyk. He clipped Fury, and I think that's because Fury lost concentration. He clipped him. He hurt him. There was points where Fury was winning easy.
Right, but that was an Alexander Usyk who was a little bit more tentative, who was reading, who was processing data, who was trying things, who was trying to figure it out. This Alexander Usyk has figured it out.
But you got to factor in, he has to do that because of the size. He has to be he has to be strategic. He has to be a thinking man. He has to find angles. He has to do that because of Fury's size. The size ain't gonna change.
But if Fury's coming forward and trying to overpower him, if Fury's trying to do that, does he have to find Fury the way he had to before when Fury was using that distance and moving and using the ropes?
The thing about Fury coming in is this is the thing about Fury coming in. He has a 7-inch arm reach. Right? Fury can flip his jab out there, bum, 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 occupy you, right? Come behind with the right hand, bang. Before you know it, he's on the inside. When you look up, he's laying on you now.
Right.
Because he has the ability to blind you if he wants to, right? So it's more of what Fury does and doesn't do than what Usyk can do.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's he has to rely on Usyk. He needs Fury to cooperate. Like Tim said, Fury walks right into right to often into the left hand. Right. So, but Fury can make an adjustment to that, and if he does make the adjustment to that, then how do you land that?
That adjustment don't you think that adjustment involves a little bit more athleticism? Doesn't it involve him being a little slicker and a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Like I think Fury has spent most of his career being athletic. And I think unfortunately, you know, they say the power is the last thing to go.
First half of his career.
You know what I mean? The first half of his career, yeah, but the second half of his career, and then I always stand by and believe that the Deontay Wilder trilogy just took a lot out of
no doubt.
Fury,
take a lot out of any man. Once you step through those ropes, you ain't stepping out the same.
Yeah, especially against a Deontay Wilder who's knocked him down multiple times and arguably knocked him unconscious, and he woke up from the dead and came back and forth.
I mean, just think, anytime you step in the ring, you go into sparring, you ain't coming out the gym the same. You getting punched in the head, your brain, like it's just like a smoker. Every time you put smoke in your lungs
takes away.
It's taken away, right? You don't realize it until the end results, when you can't breathe and you need one of those things. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Or your words start to slur, and it's like, oh snap, right? You feel like it was overnight, but it really was accumulation. You know what I mean?
So going into that though, right, and saying that what Fury might need, I don't know, man. I think this is going to be one of those fights where the age surfaces. It comes out. Fury's lack. He was an athletic fighter. Fury's just never been a puncher. He's been doing that ever since he's been with Sugar Hill, and it's been adorable. He knocked Dylan White with this uppercut, which
he held him and did it too.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to say he's not doing that to Alexander Usyk. Man, bro. I mean, the more we're talking about it right now, I ain't gonna lie to you. The more I'm leaning even more towards Usyk. I just think Usyk, these angles. I think his athleticism. I've seen him do a video where he was playing around. He's having fun, obviously, but he's dancing in the ring, right? He's moving around. He's dancing in the ring. It's just highlighting like the foot. The legs are strong. The feet are there. He's gonna be moving, and he's not gonna be running from Tyson Fury because he's a shorter fighter. He wants his fight to be mid-range, and if Tyson Fury is gonna try to smother him, and he's going to eliminate the biggest thing that he has going into this fight, which is that arm reach. He's going to turn it into a mid-range. I'm trying to drown you. I'm trying to lean on you, but Usyk's going to be capitalizing by throwing these shots, testing the body, testing the chin, moving around. And I think Tim said it a little bit earlier. He was breaking clinches. When Tyson Fury was grabbing on them, he was able to escape those clinches. The conditioning is going to be tested. Tyson Fury has been known to have good conditioning, but he has things that he's done that's abused his body. He's done drugs. He drinks. He just fell out on his face after he fought Usyk. He got caught in a video rolling out of a club, falling straight on his face. So he's still out there partying and drinking.
He sent me a message about that too.
Who?
He said, because Tyson Fury, because I said, man, your team did you dirty, man. You know, they
letting the cameras be on you and letting you be in public
down, like bro. That. He's like, yeah, exactly. Don't do me dirty. Yeah, they did you dirty. They let you look crazy out there, man.
Yeah, bro. You know, I mean, but he's still obviously partaking in, having a good time, man. God bless him. He's earned a lot of money. He's rich. He's allowed to enjoy himself. But, these things come and they show up on the biggest stages in your life. I said this before the Terrence Crawford-Errol Spence fight, and it translated, unfortunately, in the way it did. And I told people what you saw in that ring didn't happen overnight. A car flipping over X amount of times, him partying, his nightlife, his lack of preparation and cutting weight in an aggressive, messed up way finally came up and it showed out for him on the biggest night of his life. This is a big night for Tyson Fury, man. And I believe Usyk has been preparing for this damn near his whole life, whereas Tyson Fury looks like he might just have been preparing this for the last couple of months because he finally had to, because he got an Alexander Usyk in front of him. We'll see what it looks like on Saturday. But it's definitely a close to 50-50 fight. It goes either way, 100%.
I can't wait.
It goes either way.
I can't wait. Salute to Tommy Winthrop, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on this in the super chat. My opinion, Keyshawn way more dangerous than Shakur. Better fight for Tank. Also, we about to see another upset. Morel for the win. God bless.
Early.
Is it really an upset?
I think it'll be upset. David Morrell stops David. It'll be an upset. Will it be a big upset?
Not if he
No.
stops him. I'm saying if he just wins.
No. Not if he just wins. Yeah. Nah, bro. I think it'll be more of an upset if he beats David Benavidez in a 12-round decision than if he stops David Benavidez.
I can't say it's an upset because I don't see the fight. I think it's like.
Is it an upset if David gets knocked out?
At worst, it's like a 60-40 fight.
At this point, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
So to be an upset, I don't see it being an upset.
What about if he knocks out David Benavidez?
If he knocks him out, it'll be shocking, but an upset.
Right.
An upset
is
him to
win that way if he wins.
Lamont Roach beating Tank is an upset.
Crazy. I got questions about that, man. I got questions about Lamont Roach and listen, man. This Tank Davis is a disenchanted Tank Davis. He is not happy with the boxing space. He got one foot out the door. He don't even look like he want to fight this year. It looks like he's handling obligations this year. Has Lamont Roach?
You think he's distracted?
Yo, I mean, Lamont Roach threw a shot at him and said, "I heard you ain't been focused on boxing. I already heard. The streets been talking." He talking about what?
And I heard he fired Calvin and Kenny, bro.
Listen to me, bro. This Tank Davis is a Tank Davis who seemingly from the outside looking in looks like he has a foot out the door. Now, that being said, this Lamont Roach has to be a super motivated Lamont Roach who understands like this opportunity is everything to him. To beat Tank Davis takes his whole career and catapults him in a whole different conversation, right? Is this the best, most vulnerable version of Tank Davis for Lamont Roach to be fighting against? Is it the best opportunity? Is this version of a Lamont Roach? And if we're taking that into consideration, although it would be an upset, would it be?
Yes. Oh, if Lamont Roach beat Tank, bro, that's a super upset.
But if you look back at it after the loss and go, man, he's not dealing with these trainers. He's not happy with his situation at the PBC. He wants to get rid of boxing. He looks like he's eager to get into some counseling, get some therapy. He's kind of going on down the Deontay Wilder route a little bit. You know what I mean? Not as far as a retirement, but just the mentality, the fire. Where is it? Where's the competitive Tank Davis who wants to show out for the? Did they take that from him? Did the PBC take that from him by giving him those lackluster press conferences?
Right.
You know,
Lamont Roach. Hey, bro, I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
David Benavidez, Morel. Did you see their stuff today?
Yo, their press conference was exciting off the strength of them. It was crazy, but I 100% saw the production. I definitely saw that production. I outside of that melee and all that commotion that was going on, because it was, look, that press conference was good. I liked it, but I did not go blind to the production, to what was going on around that press conference. I saw it. I didn't even bring it up because I'm really trying not to kick at the PBC, because that's what people want to say whenever I start talking like this. But you brought it up. It is what it is. You know what I mean? The press conference was a good press conference, but it was a press conference that was good off the strength of David Benavidez and David Morrell going crazy. You know what I mean? Setting it off in the ring, setting it off on the stage. But the production was not there. The production was not there.
Trying to tell you.
The production wasn't there. I didn't see it.
But that's why I heard that Tank is like, listen, he's separating himself from them. But obviously, you know, things could change, and you know,
how about this? He doesn't have to be separating from them, as in they're not training him anymore. But if he's separating them as far as diminishing their role in his career, really controlling it and making it to where they're just here in this bubble and we're going to do this business like the PBC, like the relationship with the PBC. You know what I'm saying? Just, yo, I don't like the way you guys have been working with me. I don't like the way you guys have been holding stuff down. So we're going to be on a business level, because I don't want to go find another trainer. I don't want to go find another promotional company. I'd rather just retire out of boxing. So I'm going to work with who I'm with for the rest of this journey. But does that also translate into a whole different effective training? Effectiveness of the training? Does that translate into, once again, a super disenchanted Tank Davis with a disenchanted training camp, with a disenchanted relationship with his promotional company? What does that turn into in front of Lamont Roach on March 1st? Crazy.
And think about this, right? Have you seen Calvin do anything?
Nothing. He's been quiet. Kenny's been talking because he's been working. All Kenny's talk has been really about Jalil and dealing with that side of the conversation. And when he talked about Tank, he made it clear. He said, "Listen, man, if he decides to retire, I'm going to support him."
I'm saying, even from the press conferences to today, did Calvin
Nothing.
say anything? Is he on the Rise podcast?
It's almost like he's on that quiet time. He's almost like he's on that quiet. Yeah, it's almost like he's been silenced, like how Malcolm X was silenced by an honorable Elijah Muhammad. It's like he's been silenced. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm trying to. I'm asking anybody. Did y'all see Coach Calvin on the Rise podcast?
Damn, I don't watch the Rise podcast, so no offense. Like, shout out to the Rise, but yeah. I don't even know when y'all come on. I don't watch the podcast.
Has Coach Calvin been on there?
I don't know, but the fans in here
he goes on there. They work together at Upton.
I know the Tank fans in here ain't been talking no Tank energy lately either, boy. Y'all been kind of quiet too. I see a lot of Tank. I ain't going. I'm saying I see a lot of Tank channels kind of chilling too. Everybody kind of quiet right now, man. All the buzz is going away. The buzz is going away. You know what I mean? People just waiting on the fight at this point. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Ray Bill said yes, he's been to Rise. Are you talking about Tank?
I know. I think I seen him doing an interview with Mill.
Calvin?
Yeah, I think he did. I think. Let me make sure if I'm not correct. I gotta give Mill a call anyway. I need to holler about something. Hold on a second.
I mean, that's just what I heard.
Let's see.
That's what I heard. OG Mr. Mont, my brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. Fury moved too much. He didn't use his advantage. Usyk is just as good as Babasa as Fury, so there's no advantage there. He needs to lean on Usyk. He will. I believe he will in this one. I believe he definitely will in this one. He said they said everything the same.
No,
don't look like it.
Nah, Calvin ain't been on Mill. Nope. Kenny been on there, not Calvin.
Yeah, I know Kenny on there.
Kenny was on there today. I didn't see it, but I see it right here in the thumbnail.
Yeah, OG Mr. Mont, Coach Cunningham. I said he shouldn't have never left Coach Cunningham, but I mean, again, I'm not trying to cause division or nothing. 619 Cali Factor, brother in super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. Salute, brothers. I picked Usyk to win the first fight by decision. Now I got Usyk dominating Fury and stopping him. Woo-wee!
No, I said that earlier too, but I know that's bold, and I know if he doesn't stop him, everybody's going to try to come for me. So I've been kind of staying quiet about it. But yeah, man, I just think Usyk processes the data and adjusts better. I think Usyk shows that he's just a better fighter than Tyson Fury, and that Tyson Fury has been what a lot of people have said. Somebody who's been gifted with physical attributes, height, long arm reach, size. He's been able to take advantage of a lot of fighters, but ultimately, is he the best boxer? A lot of people want to say yes, but I think Usyk knows different. You know what I mean? And I think he understands.
I don't think Tyson is a better boxer, but he just, we saw out of 12 rounds, we saw Tyson Fury be the better fighter for at least 9 of them.
Yeah.
From the data that we have, them fighting 12 rounds, you remove that punch he landed,
Tyson wins that fight.
Tyson wins that fight. And without that punch landing, Usyk did have moments for sure. But how many moments? Like, Fury controlled the fight pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just think Usyk is just, I don't know. We're going to see. It's going to be.
Usyk, I think Usyk is the better boxer for sure.
He's going to adjust.
But again, it's like Shane Mosley was better than Vernon Forrest, but he don't have the intangibles, right?
Right.
Vernon Forrest just beat Shane Mosley. You know what I'm saying? Like, beat him in the amateurs, beat him in the professionals. He has those physical attributes that Shane just can't get around. Shane is the better boxer for sure.
Right.
But he has those physical attributes. And again, if Fury is more focused, more serious, which again, right, Clay, that's his personality. So we can't say that he gonna do
Right.
that for 12 rounds
Right.
again, because I ain't seen him do it for 12 rounds yet.
Yeah.
Right. So he gonna give Usyk some. He gonna give him some.
100%.
And the thing is, and Usyk gonna take it.
Pause. Definitely.
He gonna pause. Yeah, he gonna take it. Right. So
pause for Usyk.
yeah, you gonna now is Fury gonna give him too much and be in the same position he was the last time?
Yeah. I mean, look, to be fair, Tyson Fury wasn't dominating the whole fight. He was just winning. He was winning rounds, but Usyk was in the fight the whole time.
He wasn't dominating, but he was winning easy.
Yeah, he was playing. He was playing around.
Yeah, he was controlling the fight. He wasn't taking the fight to Usyk, but he was controlling the fight, and he was.
You don't think that Tyson Fury plays like it's easy a lot? That's his game, to frustrate the fighter, to kind of act like it don't matter?
I think it's fairly easy because of his size. You got to work so hard to get to him, right? It's the big brother, little brother. You know, hold my hand on your forehead, and you just swinging away, and you can't hit me because just the physical attributes. That's Tyson Fury, right? Because he's nimble for a guy that big. You know, outrageously nimble for a guy that's that big, right? And he's tricky, he's awkward, right? He can pop the jab. He can do whatever he wants. He can bump, hit you with a straight right. He can throw an uppercut from a distance, right? But he also can tie you up, just be very rough, rugged, and disrespectful, and borderline just dirty, right? Or he could just outbox you like he did Vladimir Klitschko. Right? So he can be that big, he's not one-dimensional. That's the problem. Right? So he can palm you, right? You know, he don't mind doing none of that. Palm you and cover your eyes and hit you on the break, and he don't care about nothing. Slip a little elbows in there every now and then.
Let's see. I'm picturing it. Trust me, everything you're saying is like I'm factoring it all in, and I can see. Like I said today earlier, I was talking on the channel with the panel, and it was like I was getting pushed back the other way, right? I was just like, man, you're right. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? I just, Usyk, I'm gonna say it like this. How about this? You got to beat Usyk at this point to show me that he's gonna lose. I just don't feel comfortable betting against Alexander Usyk. It's the same thing with Terrence Crawford. When we talk about Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, like, you happen to be on the same page with me on this conversation, but most people push back. They say it's just ridiculous. It don't make no sense. Canelo's this big and he's this strong, and he's a 168. He's acclimated to the weight class, and how's Terrence going to weather those shots? He can't take shots like this. And I just say the same thing to all of them. Hey, I'm just not betting against Terrence. I just can't bet against Terrence. He's shown me too much. He's shown me how versatile he is, how many adjustments he can make. Canelo's just going to have to beat Terrence to show me that he can beat Terrence. And in this case scenario, Usyk has just shown the ability to conquer a lot of adversity. And the biggest one, obviously, is beating Tyson Fury in his last fight. He got the heart, he got the will. He's always there in the fight. He's never out unless you want to knock him out, which we've never seen him get knocked out. He's always found a way. Fury is the one who's on the downward trajectory, in my opinion. He's the one who's been less of a fighter every fight. He's the one who got knocked out by Francis Ngannou for no damn reason, right? Who shouldn't have been knocked down. Right? Like he's the one. Right? Like he's the one going downwards, and Usyk seems to be
Steve Cunningham.
Dare I say prime version of himself. Dare I say a better version of himself. Every fight he's getting better. He's adjusting. He's doing these things. I look forward to seeing Usyk make a lot more adjustments. I think Tyson Fury has limited adjustments that he can make. I think he's going to make those adjustments, but I think he's more limited. I think Fury. I think Usyk.
I see it the other way around. I don't see adjustments that Usyk can make, because you can't adjust the size. Can't teach size. Just can't. right?
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that's why I'm so intrigued, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
so intrigued, man.
I'm not rooting for nobody though. I ain't gonna lie, man. I just want to see the fight. This is a fight where I'm
Yeah,
genuinely.
me neither. I just
Yeah.
want to see. I like fights like this because there's just like I don't have a dog in the race, right? I
Mhm.
just want to see. First of all, I just want to see the best fight, the best period, right? But in this case, it's like either guy who wins, it doesn't. How can I say this? All right, for Tank and Lamont Roach, right?
Mhm.
No disrespect again to Lamont Roach, but I don't
Mhm.
want to see Tank get upset because the implications it has. I want to see Tank and Shakur, Tank and Keyshawn, Tank and Devin, Tank and Teo.
Mhm.
Undefeated version,
Right.
right? Lamont Roach beats Tank, and that all is tainted now,
Right.
right? And it's like Wilder lost to Fury. I'm cool with Wilder and Fury, but that's not what we wanted. We wanted Wilder and AJ.
Right.
And Wilder loses to Fury, then AJ loses to Andy Ruiz. And it's like,
Messed it all up. Threw the bag away.
I'm still cool as a boxing fan. I'm a fan of the sport of boxing. I'm
Right.
still cool with seeing this and that and this and that, right?
Mhm.
But we have our hearts set on specific fights. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? In this case, with this fight, there's nothing that I want to see Usyk in after, and there's nothing I want to see Fury in after because Wilder lost, Zhang lost, Parker lost, AJ lost, like, and they losing bad. So it's like, okay, we done seen these, you know what I'm saying? It's cool as just to watch as boxing, but
Mhm.
this is the granddaddy of them all, right?
100%.
So there's nothing after this. There's nothing on the table that can get left
Or messed up. Yeah.
or
If
messed up. Right.
they
So
want
I'm
to put it
like,
all out.
I
Yeah.
can watch this fight with popcorn. Man, whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm gonna watch Tank and Lamont Roach, and I'm gonna be like, bro,
Tank, don't mess this up,
don't mess
bro.
this
We
up.
want to see.
Right. Like you can't really enjoy it
Right.
because now if it's Tank and Shakur, I'm cool. I'm
It don't
like,
matter.
it don't matter.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. This
What
fight is
happened?
going to be a
Remember,
good
Fite,
fight.
we
Mhm.
wanted to see Pacquiao and Floyd.
Oh
5
man,
years, right?
ridiculous.
He goes, takes a full fight with Marquez and gets stoned and gets slept.
And ended all of that.
It took all the luster away from the fight.
Yeah. And when the fight finally happened, even more the luster was taken away to see how it turned out. Because you're like, this is ridiculous. This is not even the fight that we thought we want to see.
Imagine if Pacquiao never got stoned, never got slept.
Right.
The fight is still the biggest fight in boxing history.
Hmm.
But imagine if he didn't get slept.
Yeah. If they would have fought 2 to 3 years earlier, it would have been epic. It would have been way different. You know what I'm saying? What does it say? Yo, Claymore Rain. What if Lamont beats Tank? Then Fooster and Shushu and Shosho? Where do we rank him in the division? If Lamont beats Foster and Shushu? Like you talking about back down at 130? I don't know. It's two different divisions. I don't know. You know what I mean? If Lamont Roach beats Tank Davis, bro, like his stock goes straight through the roof. There's no telling. I mean, it's just what are you going to say to him? Definitely a rematch happening, and you can definitely forget about everything else that you wanted to see Tank Davis do. It's not happening. It's over with. It's over with.
If
You got,
Tank loses, it loses its luster.
yeah, it's over with. It's over with. It's 100% over it.
And he could come back and win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it just loses some luster.
yeah.
It just
Yeah.
it takes steam away from it. You know what I'm saying? Peace
100%.
bless to the Queen, Nick J, gifting us $5 from the membership. Peace and blessings to the Queen. Hit it with the bombs. Clay, hit it with the bomb.
At that time, right? That's y'all think.
I didn't even realize.
Started late though. We started late as hell though.
God damn.
We're going on 3 hours. It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Any news on Spencer Richard doing official announcement? PBC go large on that press conference and have it at Cowboy Stadium. They got to get the stuff together, man. I don't know. I talked about that Errol Spence Sebastian Fundora fight. I'm not excited about that fight. I don't even know if that fight's going to happen. I don't know how excited Errol is for that fight. I think Errol needs a damn tune-up, and I don't give a damn about his no tune-up mantra. I don't give two damns about it. I was going to say something else, but I caught myself. I don't give two nothings about his mantra. He need a damn tune-up fight. He get in that ring with Sebastian Fundora. I envision bad things coming together for that brother that I don't want to see him go through. Because I think Sebastian is going to try to build a mansion on that boy's head. You're going to use Errol Spence as a foundation to his 30,000 square foot mansion. You heard? He's going to build it right on top of his head. Build his whole entire legacy on top of that guy's head. And I'm sorry. I don't want to see that. I want to see him in this fight with a way better chance. And it don't look good. We'll see what happens, though. Shout out to Exit Red, EJ for life. Shout out to you, brother. Who you hear is Tank's new trainer? Oh, shit. No, nobody. We don't, unless Blue heard somebody.
Salute the Real Deal. He said, Blue, who you hear, Tank's new trainer. Salute to Real Deal in the super chat. Much love, family. I personally think that he's gonna stay with Calvin and Kenny.
Yeah.
I just think that he's at a place where he just want them to, you know what I'm saying?
Stay in their place.
Yeah, I don't think he's too excited with I don't think he's too excited with the things they've been saying and doing online. He said this before. Remember, he said they started making. Remember, he said they started making money and now they're out of control.
Right. Right. And speaking on that, I know Nick J gonna come for me, but I think Nick J, Exit to Red. I think Nick J kind of worried for her boy too a little bit. You know what I mean? I think Nick kind of worried too. She kind of cautious. She would rather Errol do a tune-up. She'd rather him do a tune-up. She didn't want to see him jump in there with no towering inferno after 2+ years not fighting in this sport, never even competing at 154 with a brand new trainer that nobody knows the name of. You know what I mean? Unless Errol's been like on his Rocky mess and he's been training all this time and staying in shape and working with this new trainer. But you know what I mean? I keep seeing pictures with him in my ties and chilling on the beach with his, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, Clay, don't. I'm trying to hold myself. Okay, my bad, Nick. I'm going to leave it there. You got it, Queen. I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to leave it. Nick said, don't. I know, man. I don't like to fight for him, man. I don't like to fight for him. And yeah, man. I know they're gonna pay him some good money for it, or he ain't gonna do it either. So we'll see what happens, man. Never count out the big fish, but at the same time, yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
She said, Nick said, Clay, don't. I'm trying to hold myself back.
Yeah. I know.
Hey.
I don't want no issues, man.
Salute to Ray Davis. He said, gifted one. Salute. He gifted one in the membership. Salute to the great brother Ray Davis, man. Much love, family. And click the link and subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is in the chat.
Let's get me to the 16 mark, man. I'm almost there, baby. I'm 3 shy, baby. I'm 3 shy. We get 3 subscribers. Come on, man. Let me see that 16. Do something for my heart. 1601, because one of y'all gonna be mad and I'm gonna say something and y'all gonna unsubscribe. So 1601. Let's get it up to 1601.
So Clay, let me ask you this question before we get up out of here. If Clay had the choice right now, you got the magic pause.
Yes.
That just didn't stay.
I got the magic fingers.
Yeah. That wasn't gonna come off correctly.
I'm glad you caught that, but I was ready. I had the pause cocked and ready. I was right. I was like, here it comes. Don't worry, I got you though.
Hey, I was trying to think about it as I'm like,
I'm sitting there like, don't worry, I got you. As soon as you said, I'm gonna be like, pause, but go ahead.
Yeah, for surely, Sean. What's up, nephew? If you could make any fight,
Right. You know I'm gonna say
between
right.
between Tank and Shakur, Tank and
Oh,
Keyshawn, and you had the whole boxing world was watching, myself, everybody, and Clay got the power to say, Tank, you fighting him or him. Who is Shakur? If and this is barring Keyshawn beats Dennis Baranchik already. He beats Dennis, he got the belt now. Shakur beats Schofield, he got the belt. They both free. Who you choosing? For Sholey, what's up, nephew?
I'm conflicted. And I'll tell you why. Right. I'm conflicted because Shakur deserves it. It's his fight. It's his fight. It's his legacy. It's what he's supposed. It's who he's supposed to be fighting. Right. It's who he's supposed to be fighting. It's his fight. He has legitimate rights to that fight, and I would love to see that fight. But at the same time, the more I see Keyshawn, the more I'm intrigued and want to know what that looks like against Tank Davis. If I had to pick one, my integrity and my honor says I would give it to Shakur Stevenson. I couldn't look Shakur Stevenson in the face knowing I gave his fight away to Keyshawn Davis, but I would be upset that I didn't see Keyshawn Davis fight, but I'd have to give it to Shakur. It's Shakur's fight. It's Shakur's fight. That's what I would make happen. I'd get him the money he needs, and I'd make it happen. I'd save the PBC and get their budget wide open, and then have them put the fight together because it doesn't seem like Tank's going to go over to Turkey and allow that to happen.
But you basing it solely off of Shakur.
Yeah, just it's Shakur's fight. I just picture that he's been preparing for this fight longer. Him and his and Wally probably been working on a strategy longer. They're more invested into the fight. It's more legendary. It's more legacy. It's more. You're witnessing legacy when you see that fight happen. You know that you are. With Keyshawn, it's just a stylistically exciting fight that I would love to see because I know what Keyshawn brings to the table. But Keyshawn has a whole different, he has a whole future ahead of him to go make great fights happen. You know what I mean? Shakur needs to fight a little bit more. I'd give it to Shakur. I'd give it to him. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely had a FOMO going on the whole time the fights happened, thinking about that Keyshawn fight.
Yeah. Based off of excitement, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Keyshawn would make the fight. I think Keyshawn Davis and Shakur, oh my God. I think that Tank Davis and Keyshawn Davis is a more upfront, just aesthetically from the outside looking in, it's just a more exciting fight. Just off the strength of the styles and the way they fight.
Salute to Flip, brother, in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. He said the point that you guys are making about a fighter losing could be the reason why these guys are scared to fight the best. No, you're missing the point. Here's the thing. I know what you're getting at. When you say you basing it off if a fighter loses, we throwing them away. That's not what we're saying.
Oh yeah, no.
What we're saying is that for one, it's how you lose, right? For two, it's who you losing to, based off of what you have hanging in the ballots, right? So what me and Clay are saying, if you lose to Shakur, if you tank and you fighting Shakur and you lose,
that's what he's talking about. Okay,
yeah, right. If you tank and you lose to Shakur, we cool with that, right? We just don't want to see a fighter get upset with what he have hanging in the ballot, right? To have an upset. To give you another example is Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas while we was waiting for Mike Tyson to fight Holyfield undefeated.
Right.
That's the thing. Pacquiao had already had 2 losses and multiple draws when we was talking about him versus Floyd being the biggest fight in boxing.
Right.
And he got knocked out twice. And then he had lost to Tim
Morales and
he lost to Tim Bradley. So he lost to Tim Bradley. He had got knocked out twice, and he had draws. So and he had questionable wins. So, but that was pushed to the side. We didn't care about that because the fight was so big, right? So the thing is, we wanted to see that fight, and in the mix of that fight building, he got absolutely stoned by Marquez. So that's the thing. That's the problem that we're having is like the problem that we're having is that upsets can happen in anything, in any sport, right? Uh like we talking about in NFL. You know, the Chiefs are the best team in the West and the AFC, and the Eagles is the best team in the NFC, or the Lions, whatever. And your expectation is to see them in the Super Bowl. But then the Lions knock off the Eagles, and it's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Then the Bills knock off the Chiefs. And it's like, uh-oh. Now what we wanted to see just went down the drain. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay if you lose into other names. So if you lose to Keyshawn, if you tank, you lose to Keyshawn, it's cool. Right? You understand? So Hagler, Hearns, Duran, Leonard, they lost to each other. They lost to each other. And Wilfred Benitez played a part in that, right? But they lost to each other. But we got to see them fight at the height with not a lot taken out of their careers. So we still got to see a great version of Sugar Ray Leonard versus a great version of Tommy Hearns. A great version of Marvin Hagler versus a great version of Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns, and so on and so forth. So that's what we're talking about, Flip. Flip said, no, I got it on the screen, great brother. He said, I think you missed my color in the chat. It's on the screen.
Unless it's another one. Yeah.
You got to refresh your thing. But what's your thoughts on that?
About what he's saying about this on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. The value of these fights lose a lot of luster on it when fighters take dumb fights or fights that they don't need to take, and then take losses. You know what I'm saying? It takes away from the meat of the fight. Pause, maybe, possibly, I don't know. You know what I mean? But it just takes away from the actual excitement of the fight. So it's important that these guys fight each other when they're supposed to. Timing is everything, man. And when these fights aren't done at the right time, and these fighters are taking all these fake tune-ups, cherry picks, whatever you want to call them, and they take these losses, it hurts the value of the big fight that everybody's anticipating on seeing every single time. Look at what Jaime just did. You know what I'm saying? He just got clipped by some dude, 26 wins, 4 knockouts. It just hurt. It hurt Edgar Berlanga and Jaime Munguia. It hurt Jaime Munguia and Caleb Plant. It hurt all these fights. You know what I'm saying? Because this dude got put to sleep and fighting a fighter that he probably didn't need to fight. That he probably could have waited till 2025 and lined up an M. Billy fight, or lined it up, you know what I'm saying? An Edgar Berlanga fight, Mexico versus Puerto Rico. How many people were probably anticipating seeing that fight? It's not going to happen right now. It is what it is.
And because he prolonged the fight.
Right. He sat there and played. And I don't want to say he played, but yeah, it seemed like he had that fight pretty much in hand, and he just needed to go ahead and close that gap and put that guy away. But ultimately, look what he did. It is what it is.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
Right.
And we're not saying we don't want to see Keyshawn versus Shakur, because we want to see Keyshawn versus Shakur. The problem with having that conversation is that they ain't interested in fighting each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, when the fighters say they don't want to, if Tank Davis says, man, I don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson, I ain't fighting him, man, I'm done. Now we're just talking about how he never fought Shakur. When Terrence said he didn't want to fight Boots, I was done. I was no longer screaming that no more, because he don't want to fight him. He said it. I'm not fighting him. He's not part. I'm not fighting. I don't want to fight him. But when the fighters don't say that, then that's when you push, right? Like Tank did say he was going to fight Shakur, supposedly, from what I understood. Maybe, but he's saying he never said it. I don't know. I felt like I heard him say it, but maybe he meant something else when he said it. But as soon as they say they don't want to fight each other, I'm done with it. I'm not into pushing fighters to fight fights they don't want to fight. It is what it is. When Canelo said he's not fighting David Benavidez, I was like, he's not fighting David Benavidez. I was one of those guys campaigning and said, David, you better move to 175. You better get up out of there. Canelo ain't fighting you, bro. He said he's not fighting you, bro. I'm going to force him. Oh, that'll be a new thing. Go ahead. Try that for as long as that goes. He said he ain't fighting you, bro. Don't let your career go by holding your career up for one fighter. Go to 175 and make your legacy up there. You're a big 168 pounder. You know what I mean? I wanted Jerron to leave 147 and go to 154 because I thought he wasn't going to get no unifications at 147. Now it looks like he's going to get some. Shout out to Brian Norman Jr., you know what I mean, coming out of his hiatus and leaving his father, you know, getting ready for Greg Hackett. Was like, you know what, let me take the social media and put everybody on notice about what I got going on for 2025. So it looks like he plans on fighting Boots. So there's some unification fights there for him. I'm okay with him being there. But yeah, man, when the fighter said he ain't going to fight, it is what it is. For me, it is what it is.
He said, Tank said he didn't want to fight Shakur, bro. When did he say that?
Yeah, I don't remember him saying that.
He never said that, bro.
Yeah. I ain't hear that. But if you don't want, I mean, it is what it is. I think Shakur's gotten over it too. I personally believe after this fight he got coming up with Floyd Schofield, if Zepeda ain't ready, I think we're getting ready to see Shakur go to 140. He's gonna give Keyshawn Davis a division. I think he's gonna go to 140. We'll see.
Possible.
He's with Eddie Hearn, bro. That's where Eddie Hearn got the fights for him. That's where Eddie Hearn, you know what I'm saying, got the opportunities. Is at 140 for him. That's where he can make things happen for him. You know, 135, he's limited to what he can do for him. So he, in my opinion, he either leaves Eddie Hearn or he probably goes up and he competes at 140 finally. If the Tank Davis fight truly doesn't manifest, which I don't think it, I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 with it right now. But if Tank isn't going to happen, why stay at 135 and have Eddie Hearn matching you against a bunch of people defending your title? You know what I mean? I mean, if Turkey's willing to pay for it, it is what it is. But 140 would seem to be the division where Eddie Hearn could actually do something for Shakur Stevenson. He can go fight Devin Haney for his legacy. He can go fight Teofimo Lopez if he stays at 140. He can go fight Liam Paro. He can go fight Hitchinson. He can go fight, you know what I mean? He can make all these fights happen. All those guys are more than willing to take the Eddie to get the turkey bag and also to fight Shakur Stevenson. They're still a little bit more. They're a little bit more legacy driven in that division than 135 right now, and big combined with big fights, big money fights.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So I don't know, man. It's just interesting, man. I think that Shakur sticks around, man. I think that he wants to unify 135, and I think that he also likes the fact that he putting pressure on Tank. He unifies the belt against somebody else at 135 and Tank don't take the fights. That's gonna make Tank look bad, right? And he can always be like, see, he didn't want to fight me, so I left. You know what I'm saying?
If he stays at 135, he has to fight Keyshawn, bro. If Keyshawn's a champion and he doesn't fight Keyshawn, what are you doing in that division? What are you doing? You're just gonna stay there hanging around, pissing everybody off, fighting everybody else except for the elephant in the room that everybody want to see you fight. You're gonna lose credibility. People are gonna start talking crap to Keyshawn and Shakur. I mean, if he stays, he stays. But I think it's just, I don't see why he should do that. Stay in that division when you're not gonna fight Keyshawn. Nah, bro. If Tank is not there, if that fight's not there, leave the division, bro. Don't sit there looking stupid. Show us that you don't want to be there. The Charlo brothers wouldn't fight in the same division because they're brothers. It make no sense. They knew damn well if they were both sitting inside of the same damn division for too long, it was going to start looking stupid. You know what I'm saying? That they both got belts and now fighting each other. Shakur has to entertain that and be honest with himself. And Keyshawn have to be honest with themselves and say, no, come on, bro. You're going to try to unify too? Then if we're unifying, if we're playing that game, then let's unify and let's fight each other for undisputed. Let's collect as many of the belts as we you know what I mean? Let's collect all the belts, beat everybody else, and let's unify and go for undisputed and make it a big fight. But to take it to that point right there, just for one of them to leave and go to 140 and vacate their belts and just have it, you know what I'm saying, making it difficult for the other guy who's staying there to become a unified champion, for what? When you have Eddie Hearn, you got Turkey Al-Sheikh, you got a 140-pound division that's jumping. Keyshawn don't got that. Keyshawn got 135. He got Bob Arum. He got Top Rank. He got what they can do for him. Shakur's not limited. He can do a bunch of different things. Eddie Hearn is dying to match him up at 140. And Shakur's already spoke about how he's willing to go to 140 if 135 doesn't manifest what he wants from it. He's already spoke on it, that he's willing to do it. And Eddie Hearn already spoke on his intention to do that if he can't make the fights at 135 for him.
I agree. I agree, Ray, brother. Like, you can't, you again, like you said, Clay, you can't stay there and not fight Keyshawn.
I'm going to talk bad about you, bro. If you block up that division and make it like that and you take it to that point, I'm going to be upset.
Now, maybe if he get the Lomachenko fight,
I'll let him get that one. Go ahead and take the Vasily one and then leave. You know what I mean? Then leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just because I know the legacy's there with Vasily, but don't just hang around and just be like, I'm going to stay in 135. That's my division, but I'm not fighting the other champion in the division. Nah, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna look bad. Salute to Jay Shamar, brother, in the super chat, dropping that cinco on us in the super chat. He said it wouldn't be EJ if he took a tune-up, Clay. You gotta respect it. LOL, he a warrior.
I do. I know that's what he do. But I want him not to do that. I want him to not do that.
Who's a tune-up though at 154?
There aren't no tune-ups, but the Towering Inferno is. Look, I also understand this with EJ, right? I understand this with Errol. He's not here for a long time. He's here for a good time. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get the biggest bags he can get because let's be honest, at this point, going on 2 years outside of the ring, Errol Spence is on his way out of boxing. That's what it looks like from the outside looking in. It looks like he's just not on the boxing algorithm and the energy like he was before. So if he's going to be on his way out the door, then take the biggest fights possible. I understand, you know what I mean? And if the biggest fight possible for you right now is Sebastian Fundora, if that's the way the money's at, that where the PBCs want to pay you, I understand why you're going that way. Because I'm also going on record to say if Errol Spence gets knocked out by Sebastian Fundora, he retires. It's over with. There's no more. He's not going to continue to do that. I think he retires after that fight. He gets knocked out by Sebastian Fundora, he's done. He's done with boxing. So he's ready to go ahead and make that big sacrifice and make that big move. What's a tune-up fight? Unfortunately, a tune-up fight at 154 is against somebody who can beat your tail and don't have the status to get you the money you want, right? Like the facts is the tune-up is Charles Conwell, right? That's you know what I mean. It's Erickson Lubin. It's Brian Mendoza. Right, horrible tune-ups. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the situation that he's in. I like the rumors that I was hearing about him fighting Erislandy at 160. I like that. Even though I know y'all say Erislandy is a harder fight, but it's not a hard weight cut for him. It takes away the pressure for the weight cut. Maybe there's some money there. You know what I'm saying? It's a decent fight. It's somewhat of a tune-up, in my opinion. I know people don't like that. You know what I'm saying? The Tower Inferno is going to concuss Errol Spence, potentially. You know what I'm saying? Like change the way he talks, thinks, moves around, you know, his future. Erislandy will just beat him. You know what I'm saying? If he beats him. So I don't know.
What about Brian Castano? Love you.
Yeah, that's probably a good tune-up. That's a tune-up. That's an official 154 tune-up. I think Brian Castano is an official tune-up for that division and the talent that division has. That's your tune-up. That's your tune-up.
That's a tough tune-up. Denzel Horton said Patrick Teixeira.
Yeah.
Salute to my brother. Real boxing facts and opinions. My brother Big Rich is in the building. Drop the bombs on him, Clay. Salute. So let's get on out of here, man. I need y'all to click the link, subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain. The link is in the chat.
No, come on. I need 3 people. Stop playing games, bro.
Yeah,
come on now. Let's get it, man. I'm right there, baby. Let's go. Let's get me to that 16, man. Let's make it happen.
You need 3 people to subscribe, man.
Yeah.
Salute to brother Flip in the super chat. Much love, family. He said, salute to you guys for the clarity. Salute to you.
No doubt, Flip. Appreciate the question.
Yeah, go subscribe to my brother Claymore Rain, man. Link in the chat, man. And salute to each and every one of y'all. Salute my brother Big Rich, man. Can't wait to see you in February. Bang, bang, bang. Salute my brother Big Rich, man. Man, it's going down, man. We got some action, man. Clay, man. How you not gonna be available for Saturday?
Nah, man. I gotta run around, man. I gotta move around, man. I gotta move around.
Man.
And plus I'm trying to build for the other day. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stack. I'm still a slave to the game, man. I ain't like you guys, man. I'm still a slave to these bills, man. I gotta make it happen. You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at you, but I'm mad at you.
Denzel, you watch your rabid mom, bro. You always got jokes.
You heard what I said, Clay?
What?
I ain't mad at you, but I'm mad at you.
I know. I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at myself.
But it's understand.
Yeah.
Man.
One day.
I was
One day.
forward to that. I'm like, man, me and Clay gonna cook on Saturday early.
Crazy fight. It's gonna be a crazy fight, man. I'm gonna be watching it from the truck.
Yeah.
I'm pushing. I'm gonna be watching it from
the bread. Gotta get that bread.
Always, definitely, man. Especially this month. I got family. I got things going on. Yeah, man. You gotta make it happen.
For sure. De Niro Breed Kennel. What's up, family? But appreciate y'all coming through, starting up, holding us down, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy. Round One Sports. What's up, Ed? Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed.
And shout out. Y'all got me over.
Salute.
Don't none of y'all unsubscribe either when the show go off. You damn haters. Y'all stay right damn there.
Hey, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. We gone. Peace.
Salute. Peace.
And if you in Vegas, January 31st, 7 p.m., the Orleans Hotel. Tune in. Come through. Orleans Hotel, man. It's going to be, we're going to have an event there and bowling. You come 12 lanes. You heard them. 12 lanes open. Free food, free drinks. Come bowl, eat, kick it, and raise awareness, man. So salute. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. We gone. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.